products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
We just dropped a massive payload at Nisku 4. It's time to unload some deals at the Truckload of Savings event. If you've been waiting to upgrade, we've backed up the savings with unbeatable offers on our toughest Fords. Right now, haul away exactly what you need and take advantage of massive price drops across our entire lineup, including the legendary Ford F-150 for the job site or the weekend getaway. Shop the Truckload of Savings at niskuford.ca. Nisku Ford, above expectations.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Saturday, get ready to take the field for Game Changers, a women's training camp. Your Edmonton Elks are bringing back the fun. Don't miss this unforgettable evening of football, connection, and purpose, all in support of ovarian cancer research. Step on to Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium for an empowering training camp experience. Learn the fundamentals of the game, take part in a unique behind-the-scenes stadium tour, and much more. That's this Saturday, so register now at goelks.com/Game Changers.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station.
CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured.
What a game of football this is! It's a response from Morocco and Sabari for the third game running.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
This is hit in the air to right field, hit pretty well. Smith is back at the wall, jumps in and scores. Nathan Lucas with number 3 on the season to tie the game at 1.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Makes you wonder why he didn't stop. All over the top towards Saliba. Saliba bringing it down. Crossing off to Promise David. Immediate impact from Promise David, and Canada get one back.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Soul 695, Thursday, June the 25th. Hey, hearty good morning to you on a Thursday morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial on your morning drive into work or wherever you're heading out on a Thursday. So glad you can spend some time with us from our palatial Sports 1440 studios here in West Edmonton Mall. You can also watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like and a subscription. We are also on X, Facebook, Instagram, and even the old Twitch. As always, we are streaming on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, and on sports1440.ca. If you miss any part of any show, well, you can find it where all the podcasts hang out. On Apple, on Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Be sure to subscribe, select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of any show. Yeah, so glad you're with us on a Thursday as we have a whole bunch more to talk about. Yesterday was a bizarro world with all the trades that had been happening in the NHL, and we dissected the Mike Babcock situation. And then yesterday afternoon, Canada with the World Cup match against Switzerland. And boy, oh boy, the Canadians were close to tying it in the later stages of the game, weren't they? Ultimately, the 2-0 deficit was just a little too much to overcome. They lose 2-1. Patience David had the goal for Canada, but they had a lot of opportunities to tie the game. That's the bad news. The good news is that they still move on to the knockout stage. They could have stayed in Vancouver with a draw or a win, but the loss heads them down stateside to LA, where they will play Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock our time, against South Africa, which, South Africa beat South Korea last night. And a lot of people thought that South Korea was the better team, but it will be South Africa who will take on Canada in the round of 32. So Jesse Marsh's team accomplishes the goal, and that was to get out of group stage, and they are now into the elimination and round of 32. Marsh, after the game, threw the old curveball at reporters, saying that Alphonso Davies was used as a decoy because he said that Davies was going to play. Davies was going to play in this game at some point. After the match, Marsh said he wasn't ready. So the way they've handled this, but he did say that he's ready for the next game, which now you can't believe a word he's saying because, he basically fibbed his way through the last availability regarding the situation. So you can't believe that he's going to play at all. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he's obviously still not ready. Reading reports of Alphonso Davies leaving the stadium last night. This is, when you cover events like this, you can't imagine the amount of media that are there. Some have better access than others because if you are a rights holder, you get better access. That's the way it is. But the standing media, if you want to call it that, requested to speak to Alphonso Davies after the game. He walked by the media crew with his phone to his ear, either pretending he was talking in the phone or he was talking in the phone. Still just blew by the media saying, "Not today, fellas, not talking." And that would be a directive from Soccer Canada. The way that was handled, not good. He's a captain on this team. And he's probably the most recognizable player in our country. Yes, he's not playing. But I think he's got to address the fans through the media. I don't think it was a good look. Anyway, on to Sunday, on to the round of 32. And again, we'll see exactly where Canada how they can perform against South Africa, because there's a chance to beat South Africa here for sure, and move on to the round of 16. It's a big night for the Edmonton Elks. They are in Winnipeg to take on the Blue Bombers. The Elks, for the first time, can go 3-0 to start the season since 2017. This is going to be should be a hell of a football game. It will be. It's a battle of the running backs. There's no question about that. Justin Rankin is the most explosive, the most talented, the most electrifying running back that we've seen in a long, long time. He's leading the league in rushing with 281 yards. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns. He's got 10 receptions for 145 yards. That's the most from all running backs. On the other hand, you got Brady Oliveira. He's got 145 yards rushing and 1 TD in Winnipeg's first 2 games. This is going to be all about trying to stop those 2 star players and see who picks up the slack from there. At some point, the Double E receiving core has got to get things going a little bit more than what we've seen. Now, you can attribute that to some really terrible, awful weather that they've played in their first 2 games. It won't be that case tonight. Hopefully, we get a little bit better than what we've seen the last 2 games for sure. Hey, text line's open at 833-401-1440. Get them on, get it on, and we will speak with quite a few of your texters this morning, because we've got lots to discuss, lots to talk about as well. Connor McDavid spoke to a couple of members of the media yesterday, including Mark Spector, and of course we'll have Spec on at 8 o'clock. The comments a day after the introduction of Mike Babcock, they're all in. Connor McDavid and the core group of this team are all in on Mike Babcock. Some of the comments you kind of go, oh, okay, really? He says in his comments in Spec's article, and we'll digest a lot of it through Spec at 8 o'clock. I'm excited about the challenge to be pushed by a coach because it's been a really long time in Edmonton. So it begs the question, who was the last coach that pushed you then? So is it going back? Well, obviously, it wasn't Chris Knobloch. Obviously, it wasn't Jay Woodcroft. Both those guys were fired. Maybe Woodcroft pushed you when he first got here. Maybe Knobloch pushed you when he first got here. Are you going back to Tippett? Are you going back to Todd McClellan? So about being pushed from a coach, the pushing, the will, all that, we've discussed it many times. It has to start and come from within. Connor had a comment too about we need that extra 1%. That's where the coach gets it out of you. That's where that coach can get it out of you. And hopefully that's the difference. The quote keeps going. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Babs is different. He gives us a different personality, a different approach to our group, an approach that we've probably never had. We've tried it the same way for a really long time. Let's try it different. We brought Babs in to be hard on me and Leon, the top guys. That's who we want to point the finger at. As the leaders of the team, we are always taking the temperature of the room and assessing things. Of course, we're always watching. All I can speak to is him being our head coach today. And we want Babs to come in and be hard on Leon and Nuge and Bush and Eki and Heisey and me. We want to push those guys and we want him lifting up everybody else. That's what he's here to do. So when your captain has statements like that, they're all in. We knew that going in after the interview that they had with Mike Babcock. This is just verifying that. What it also says is that, and Mike Babcock's comment about if the players weren't in 100% on Mike Babcock here, then Mike Babcock wouldn't be the head coach. He wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here is what he said. He's got these guys over a barrel right now. There's no denying that. He's got these guys right where he wants them. And these guys, to their credit, if you want to say that, want to be in this position. It's going to be an interesting and curious time. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne at 7:11 on a Thursday morning. Good morning, Duke. How was the big slow pitch game last night?
Oh, it was quite the event ordeal. We lost, walked off in the bottom of the seventh in what was a playoff game. So we'll wrap up our season with a effort to avoid finishing last place in the loser of the loser bracket game next Wednesday.
That's terrible, Duke.
It's not ideal, but we had a lot of adversity that we had to overcome with our team, and we're going to be playing again in the second half of the summer, July, August schedule. So we're hoping for a better result in there. We've kind of got our feet under us now, right? It was the first time we played together as a group for some of our players, first time playing in a while. It wasn't the most ideal result, but what are you going to do? Hey, it's rec league slow pitch.
Well, as long as you didn't re-injure yourself, Duke.
Yeah, no, it was injury-free. I did play very passively. I played catcher for a couple innings when needed to. I had my brace on, and then I bat. And the only reason I even put myself in the lineup because our one player is running late, and we needed 10 players to field to start. So I slid in behind the plate. Batting, I batted right-handed, which is not my normal, natural way of going. Just because then it's not my left leg's the hurt one. It's not in the back. It's not twisting as much. So, and I basically just was like arm swinging it.
Yeah.
And I hit the ball. Fly balls, one base hit, one ground into inning-ending double play. But
that's terrible.
Well, I didn't have the speed to get up the base path.
You didn't have the ghost runner for you?
I said I would get to first base, and then after that I would sub in. I only got to first base once. So
as long as you had your brace on, like Forrest Gump, then that's all that matters.
That is pretty similar to the Forrest Gump brace is what I was wearing. But beautiful night. Yeah,
I just wanted to get a quick comment before we go to break about Connor McDavid's comments. And as I said, they're all in on Mike Babcock. These guys, they are all in, man.
And once again, I can appreciate him taking the time to speak with Speck and some of the other members of our local media. Well, it's their obligation, right? Their responsibility, even in the off season. But still, at the same time, I say, what did you expect him to say?
Yeah.
The coach is hired, and we've covered this pretty extensively the last number of days. Like, yeah, they signed off on it. They gave it the thumbs up. And if they hadn't, it's the large opinion that he would not have been hired if any one of them or a big enough majority of them said, I don't think this is a good idea. So they're committed to it. And now we're in wait and see mode because we're not going to get much more out of this until they actually convene for camp in the fall. And then we'll see if the players are committed to what their words have kind of put forth here.
Yeah, I mean, again, if Connor and Leon are not playing together on a line, expect them to be playing 18 minutes a game because the math doesn't work out the other way. And we talked about it yesterday. Text 833-401-1440. I can't thank our listeners enough. I was overwhelmed by the amount of texts, and they're still coming in today about the announcement we had yesterday. Tomorrow will be the last day on the big show for me as I'm going to retire, and I responded to pretty well everyone last night, but I can't thank everyone enough for the support and the well wishes. If I would have known it would have been like this, Duke, I would have pulled the pin long ago. Like if I would have got all these nice comments.
Well, yeah, the ways to get people to say a lot of nice things about you, retire or die.
Well, that's the whole thing. When the guy dies and all these nice things get said about him, well, he can't hear him, but at least now I'm getting to hear it.
Yeah.
So I can't thank everyone enough for all the well wishes. It's been just a remarkable 24 hours, and we'll get to some of these more as we continue. Hey, I got to mention Cam's text here, and then maybe for tomorrow. And I remember this. Cam said, play the song for Kevin to bring back the memories of Procol Harum. They played here in 72 with the Edmonton Symphony, and I've heard this, and it's Conquistador. They also had a great song, Cam, Whiter Shade of Pale. Happy with Kevin's retirement. He's my go-to for sports every morning. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll maybe get that for Playlist Friday tomorrow. That was a long time ago when they played here, Procol Harum, but I have heard that because Gord Stunke played it for me one time years ago, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Coming up on the big program, we will check in with Dave Naylor, CFL on TSN. We'll preview tonight's Double E game in Winnipeg. It should be a dandy. Mark Spector, Frank Saravalli, 8 o'clock, 8:20, our double barrel shotgun hockey insiders. We'll check in. Jason Strudwick, Struds and I go a long ways back for sure. And I'm sure he's going to have some barbs. He wanted to kind of have an adieu here, so he's going to slide in at 8:40 before he hits the ice. Ladislav Schmid will check in at 9:30, our co-host. We'll talk about Laddie and what his future lies for the next couple of years. I think most of our listeners know that Laddie's heading out to Europe, and he's going to be an assistant coach with Sparta Prague in his native Czech. So we'll discuss that and a whole lot more with Laddie. And then Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News. So many trades, so many things heading up to tomorrow's NHL draft in Buffalo. That'll be at 10 o'clock. When we come back, Dave Naylor, the CFL on TSN. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM Radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z, promomarketing.ca.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything.
You can't just wear it.
I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
From the first pitch to the final out. Catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Fuel prices got you down? Subaru's here to pick you up. Subaru's electric and hybrid vehicles will save the day, helping you go further for less. Prefer a gas vehicle? Subaru, Crosstrek, and Impreza are built to keep costs low without sacrificing capability. Crosstrek was named 2025 Auto Trader Best Subcompact SUV, and Impreza has earned top safety pick recognition for 17 years running. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru. Visit Subaru.ca.
Three for the Tillerman is an intimate tribute to the music of Cat Stevens, presented in a warm acoustic setting with rich harmonies and timeless songs. Featuring favorites like Wild World, Father and Son, and Morning Has Broken. This show offers a relaxed, close-up concert experience. Don't miss Three for the Tillerman, October 21st at the Horowitz Theater. Tickets available now at horowitzevents.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:21 in Edmonton, just awaiting the arrival of Dave Naylor, CFL on TSN. You know, Dave also does a plethora of work covering the Buffalo Bills, and one of the things I want to talk to Dave about is the new facility, Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, because it's going to be a different perspective for him. I'm sure media people, fans, everyone covering a team with a brand new stadium. It's a neat thing. It's something that, you know, it's like the shiny new toy, is it not? Because I remember, I think fans would remember Rogers when it first opened, and, you know, everyone was so happy, proud of it. And, you know, they, not everyone, I know that Tricky Dickie's going to text in right away too and probably say some things, but it's just going to be a different look to Buffalo. And, you know, with what the Sabres are doing and what the Bills hope to do, maybe there is a championship awaiting in Buffalo at some point for a major league sports team, because they've you think about all the things with the Bills, you think about some of the things the Sabres tried to accomplish with the great teams that they had over the years, and what the fan base has been like in Buffalo. Man, they've gone through everything, and been so close, especially the Bills, of course, with the 4 losses in a row. But that'll be something to talk about with Dave Naylor. When you look at the CFL as a whole, I think it's safe to say that heading into week number 4 tonight, it's been one of the better starts to the regular season as far as excitement level goes. I mean, the Double E, they've played 2 fairly exciting games, have they not? Yeah, absolutely. Going to overtime in the monsoon last Saturday. The double overtime game between Saskatchewan and Calgary was exciting. So there are teams that are 0-2, like Calgary, like BC. They face off each other and they square off each other with each other Saturday, I think that's a 5:00 start in BC. Well, actually, it's in Kelowna, as they get punted out from World Cup stuff. But that's another story in itself. How will it be received in Kelowna at the stadium there? Obviously, smaller stadium, but those two teams are 0-2. Someone's going to be 1-2. Someone's going to be 0-3. That's, if you're the Double E, you're going, okay, just fine, because those are two of the teams that you need to probably pass in the West, because Saskatchewan's going to be there, and Winnipeg is always hanging around. So you like Calgary and BC playing each other at 0-2 this week. How are we making out with Dave Naylor, Duke?
TBD.
He's probably on his way to Buffalo.
Well, maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe he's doing the draft, eh?
Yeah. Well, Dave's very versatile. He can cover a lot of different things. Wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden we flick on our TVs and there's Dave Naylor covering the NHL draft.
Yeah. Text 833-401-1440. Jay and Victoria. And Jay sent me an email last night. I have to thank Jay for that on the air. Jay's, he's been following the show for an awful long time. And when you think about some of the things, and I think most of our listeners know, Jay was in the military, and he's got the Medal of Military Merit, the Medal of Valor, and he sent me an email, and I think he's okay with me saying this, that some days and mornings listening to Sports 1440 got him through the day, because when you come back from deployment, it can be obviously very difficult for our veterans. And I'm still working on put Coles in Jersey for you, Jay, and I'm still working on you coming to Edmonton through the Oilers to be one of the Warriors that they show on the scoreboard that have dedicated service to our country. So don't worry, Jay, we're still working on it, and hopefully the Oilers can come through next year and we can put you on the list and get in the queue and get you out here and get you that put Coles in Jersey. But anyway, Jay sent in a text this morning and says, Connor's all in. Now it's time for Stan to get to work. Kevin, you said a goalie is the priority. Who do you see as a fit, or who would you like to see the Oilers target? Oh, it's a great question. It's a difficult question. We've talked about all the goaltenders that are out there that are possibilities. It's funny when Connor McDavid was saying his comments yesterday about pushing the guys like, Connor Leon, Ekholm, Zach Hyman, Evan Bouchard. Well, the one thing that wasn't addressed is the goaltending situation. How are you going to push your goalies? How are you going to handle the goalies? Because the fragility of the goaltending situation in Edmonton, and that is the perfect word, the fragility of the goaltending situation in Edmonton has gone on for years. We don't have to revisit it. Everyone talks about it and has talked about it for a long time. Does Stan Bowman and does Mike Babcock feel that Tristan Jarry can get to a level where he is a legitimate starting number one goaltender? And that is, you're playing 50 games. At times, Tristan Jarry has shown that, obviously, in Pittsburgh. With the injury here last year, it didn't come to fruition. Everyone knows that. Can he get back to where he was in Pittsburgh, where he was playing 50-plus games a year? Then who's the other goaltender? Your 1A, 1B. If you believe that Jarry is the guy and he can return to the form where he was in the middle of his career in Pittsburgh. Because at the tail end of his career in Pittsburgh, we all know what it was, and it was not good enough. It was at the level where he was placed on waivers. When he got here, it didn't work out. It got to the point where Chris Knobloch had no trust in him and started Connor Ingram over him. So, and now there's whispers too about Ingram going to Ottawa. Everyone has heard those. So all the guys that are out there. Who's the fit? Who can fit in salary cap wise? To me, this is the biggest thing. You can talk about what you're going to get back in a Darnell Nurse. You can talk about getting a whatever top six forward if it's still out there in free agency or whatever. Your third pairing defenseman, whatever it is. This is all about goaltending here. This is 100% goaltending for me. Because if Tristan Jarry plays like he did when he got to Edmonton, he's not going to be here much longer. Whoever is going to be the backup, if you want to call it, has got to be able to handle more than that then. So appreciate the text. I mean, again, we've gone through all the names and all the potential free agents for, basically since the end of last year, and who the possibilities are. And maybe the way Connor Ingram played, because he was better than Jarry, maybe he priced himself out for what they feel is how they assemble their lineup due to the cap space and cap implications. At that point, if Connor Ingram is getting into the $2.5-3 million AAV, well, I don't think they wanted to pay him that. So, text 833-401-1440. Duke, I guess we're going to probably pull the pin on for this segment anyway.
Unfortunately, haven't heard anything back from Dave yet. After I dropped him a message, about 10-7, just as a reminder. So we lined this up a couple days ago. Now, no word back. No word back just yet.
Text 833-401-1440. Stair Farmer says, hey, Nurse moving out should have a goalie coming back with a forward. Who, I don't know. Well, I mean, hey, it's all fine and dandy, but this could be one of the harder trades that you're trying to put together. We've talked about this since it was announced. What are you looking for? Are you looking for ridding yourself of $9.25 million? Would you entertain ridding yourself of $7 million or so and keeping a couple million back, a la what the Chicago Blackhawks did with Seth Jones? I get where you're coming from, Steer Farmer. Wouldn't it be awesome to pick up a goalie like Spencer Knight? Could you imagine if that trade were out there? I can tell you one thing. I don't think Bill Zito would do that trade at all. I don't think if you were to say, all right, here was a trade. We're keeping $2 million, Chicago says, for Seth Jones. We'll give you Seth Jones. We'll take Spencer Knight back. And then we sign him to a fairly friendly team contract, do we not? I think he's at 4.6 or 4.7 million. Now pretend that's on the table right now. Pretend that deal doesn't happen. Or there's a goaltender out there similar to Spencer Knight. Who is it? I have no clue who it is. Spencer Knight turned into how Spencer Knight played last year. And let's be honest, he was better than some of the guys that were being considered for the American Olympic team. At times going into there, Spencer Knight could have been, you could argue him being a 2 or 3. That's how well he was playing for Chicago. Darren texts in, I really hope that Bowman doesn't keep doing these desperation moves, especially with Nurse. Again, it would be awesome to hear some of the propositions that he's received. It would be awesome to hear some of the propositions that he's offered and see how they fall. Are they falling on deaf ears to potential trades for other general managers in the NHL? Or are those GMs going, no, not a chance. I'm not even entertaining this. Or are they interested? How long do you wait? Do you wait till before the draft tomorrow? Are you waiting up until free agency? Or what are the chances that Darnell Nurse returns? There's always a possibility there. The Oilers have about 7.4 in cap space, and that includes Darnell Nurse. What they're trying to do is get rid of some of that cap, obviously, with Nurse. And Jake Wallman has been anointed the second pair guy here. The top 4 is set. And maybe Bouchard plays with Wallman at times, and maybe Ekholm plays with Connor Murphy. The top 4 has been set here. Well, we'll talk a little bit about this Double E game tonight because it's a big one. And the Edmonton Elks go into Winnipeg, and we talked about the running game and Justin Rankin, and we've talked about Brady Oliveira. Those are just two of the things that are going to come into play tonight. When you think about, say, keys to the game, it's all going to start with the run. The D line for Winnipeg, it's a little different. Now they got Jake Serezna, and everyone knows Jake because he was here. Willie Jefferson's still there. Tony Jones is there. So they've got some guys that can stop the run. But having said that, they've given up some yards here for sure in their first two games. The Elks are going to be without Nick Anderson. He is on the 6-game injured list. That means that Brock Mogensen is going to fill in at that position and linebacker and be, he's going to be roving around. The Elks have given up well over 200 yards so far on the ground in the first couple of games, 225 to be exact. So, and as we said off the top, at some point, the Double E have to get the pass game going, and not just the pass game, because Justin Rankin has been the number one guy in the pass game. So we need to see, you got to see some guys like TJ Luther's had a really good preseason. He was targeted a lot. Everyone knows what Austin Mack can bring. The cohesiveness and the chemistry that Austin Mack and Cody Fajardo had in Montreal is well documented. They were very good together. They won a Grey Cup together. That has to start to develop here. So those two guys got to get something going here. I haven't checked the forecast in Winnipeg. I'm going to do it right now. And just to see exactly what we're dealing with, because it is going to be a beautiful night in Winnipeg. It is going to be 24 degrees ballpark for tonight's weather. Looks like clear skies. I think that's not too bad. A chance of showers later in the day. So, hey, compared to what they've had the last couple of games, that's pretty good. So 24 degrees for a forecast high in Winnipeg, and maybe the Double E can get some decent weather, get a little bit of a passing game going, stretch the field out a little more. If you've watched some other games, there's been more flags thrown, or maybe it's just me, because I asked Mark Killen this about 10 days ago. Is it just me, or is there more flags being thrown on 50-50 balls? So get it out there. Have some contested passes. Maybe you get a PI, but stretch the defense. That's another thing that has to happen tonight in my mind. When we come back, we'll still try to find Dave Naylor. If not, we'll ham and egger till we get to Mark Spector at the top of the hour. It's the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com. Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text VALUE to 780-777-7777 to start. That's VALUE to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives. Silent Rides is one of Alberta's premier specialty charter companies. With our luxury motor coaches, we provide our customers with the safest and most reliable ground transportation services. Our seatbelt equipped, top-of-the-line motor coaches have become the preferred carrier for many local sports teams, tours, corporate outings, and other various travel needs across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
If you've got a lot of grass to cut, or just a little, the Lawnmower Hospital in Toro make it a breeze. Handle your yard with an easy maneuvering personal pace Toro walk-behind mower. For commercial and acreage use, hop on a Toro My Ride zero turn with the comfort and performance you deserve. Plus, 0% financing available for up to 36 months. See Toro, the top name in turf, now at lawnmowerhosp.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Celebrate Canada the most Canadian way possible. Talking hockey. Join Low Tide and Guests here on Sports 1440 Canada Day from 10 till 1 for local free agency coverage. Who made their team better? Who got fleeced? How does it affect a local squad? Powered by Booster Juice. Maple syrup not included.
You're listening to Sports 1440 and watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Sports 24/7. We are Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 740 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you here on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. Big trade in the NBA just moments ago. Hornets and Wolves. LaMelo Ball is off to Minnesota, as well as Josh Green, not the former NHLer from Camrose. The Hornets pick up Naz Reid, a 2033 first rounder that's unprotected, 3 first-round pick swaps from 28, 29, and 30, and 3 second-rounders in 29, 32, and 33. He's been one of the best sixth men in the league over the last few years, at 13.6 points a game, averaging last year 6.2 rebounds. So, big trade. And the LaMelo Ball era in Charlotte is officially over. Text 833-401-1440. Got to mention that the Jays lost last night to Houston 3-1. They will start a series tonight with the Texas Rangers. It'll be Mackenzie Gore and Kevin Gausman. Last night, it's the simple fundamentals of baseball. Holy smokes. The Blue Jays are playing a terrific game. They've got pretty good pitching. You know, you're 1-1. When you're 1-1 going into the 7th inning or so, you're happy about it. Yeah, okay, you can say that Trey Savage was erratic and walked too many guys. That's true. And that's the only reason he got into a little bit of trouble yesterday. But when you're 1-1 and you're heading to the 8th inning, and you see the play that the game-winning run is scored on, and Hoffman throws it to third, and no one's covering third, and there's a play on, and the miscommunication is there. Hoffman still, he's throwing it into left field. There's no one near third base. Easy run scores. And then you see, to follow that up, Luis Urias. He's on second base, and there's a frozen rope to right field. And I believe it was Springer that hit it. And it's a beautiful play by Cam Smith to make the catch in right field. But for some reason, Urias is down the line and he gets doubled off. These are simple sandlot plays that these guys go through in spring training. Like, just get to the bag and tag. watch what you're doing. If the play's not on, don't throw it into left field. These are just so simple things. That's what costs you ball games. When you're not hitting the ball and your best player can't hit the ball in Vladimir Guerrero, once again, 0 for 3. He's batting .277. At least a month and a half ago, when he was still on, he had 3 home runs or whatever. He's still on 4. Hasn't hit one at Rogers. At least a month and a half ago, he was batting 100 points higher at .370. He's lost 100 points off his batting average. Can't hit. Can't do anything. Plays fine defense. So the Jays will try to change their luck. They had a chance. They could have won every game in this series against Houston. Now they're 2 games below 500. Texas is no screaming hell, so you got to get something going here against the Rangers. The Riverhawks return after a little bit of a break. They'll be home to the Port Angeles Lefties tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Gotta love the Lefties. That name is outstanding, the Lefties. But they're back in action. Edmonton Stingers beat Saskatoon last night, 104-101. It used to be the Saskatchewan Rattlers. Now I believe it's the Saskatoon Mamba. It's like, the old Mamba. And 104-101, the final there. Text 833-401-1440. I got to bring in Fenny. What do you think of that trade, the NBA trade? What do you think of the Mellow Ball trade, the era ending in Charlotte?
I'm a little confused, honestly. We saw the reports come out yesterday during the draft that multiple teams were engaged in trade talk conversations surrounding LaMelo Ball. So clearly he was getting moved. The question was where. I'm just surprised that they started at all. Second half of the season last year, or in the new year, the Hornets really turned it on. They had 2 different 9-game win streaks, which they hadn't had since like 2016 or something. So almost a decade since their last 9-game win streak. Mm-hmm. And they had the best lineup in basketball in point differential and things, with 300 more minutes or something played than the next closest lineup. So I was just, I'm confused by this now. Congrats to the Timberwolves for getting a point guard to take over from Mike Conley, because if there's one thing LaMelo Ball can do is run an offense. And I think this year he learned how to be a winning player. It's not all just about him getting his, it's about the team. And so that's very impressive. And then the Blazers, Grizzlies, and I don't know, the Lakers, congratulations on getting 2nd-round picks that will be traded to you on draft night from the Charlotte Hornets, because that's all these 2nd-round picks are for, is to get traded. But I'm just confused by the deal. It makes sense for Minnesota. They need some more bench help, but yeah, I'm interested to see where the Hornets go from here, because I love Brandon Miller, but I don't think he's a 1A guy. So I'm interested to see what they do in free agency here.
Text 833-401-1440. My buddy Bobby said earlier, he's got 2 I'm going to go at. Morning, Karius. I only learned about your retirement yesterday. Enjoyed your show for these last 695 sols. I wish you a lot of happiness. P.S. We'll always have Qatar as Qatar. Then he came back after we started talking about the goaltending. Morning, Karius. This will be the last argument between you and I. And we've had some over the years, Bobby. Why not? The goaltending is a moot point. The whole buying in that Connor has mentioned is highly dependent on a more defensively responsible team. I don't care if Hasek at his highest level of play was on this team, because he would have also looked like crap with how the Oilers played for 70 out of 82 games last season. Well, I disagree with you there, Bobby. If the Oilers would have had Dominic Hasek in goal the last 3 years, they probably might have at least 2 Stanley Cups. At least 2 Stanley Cups with the roster that they had. So we will disagree on that. Now, how the team will play defensively in a new regime, well, obviously it's going to be better, but we've seen the Oilers play well defensively in the last 3 years. At times, we've seen them play well defensively over the last few years. They've shown they can do it. What is playing defensively all about? Buy-in. Will you play defensively like you've played offensively. I've said this, Bobby, and you've heard it 100 times. The Oilers will never win a Stanley Cup until they play as hard defensively, with structure, with system, with effort, with desire, with 100% buy-in, as they do play with their creativity on offense, with their creativity and how they can move the puck and how they can find guys. Because playing with the puck is easy. It is easy, especially when you are a talented player, and when you have talented players like the Oilers do. It's easy to play. Playing defense is hard. And that's why when I hear a comment saying, well, we haven't been pushed for a while, we're looking forward to a coach pushing us. It's been a while since that's happened here. It's about the player pushing himself defensively. We can talk about the two main egregious goals that have come on the hands of the two star players here, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Leon's play in the defensive zone last year against Anaheim in the last postseason resulted in a goal because it wasn't to the level of how he plays offensively. Connor against Florida, coming off the benches, Matthew Tkachuk. Connor goes to the puck instead of turning his head and picking up the trailer. 2 seconds later, puck in the back of the net. It's 2-0, a goal with 45 seconds left in the first period. Game over, series over. I'm agreeing with you, Bobby, on a few things. It's about defensively responsibility. So very true. But this has to be on a lot of the players. I didn't like that comment about it's time that we need to be pushed. We haven't had it for a while here. Text 833-401-1440. The King of Fort Nasty says, I'm surprised how far back these NBA picks are going back. Did you say 2033? Yeah, well, even the other big trade for Giannis, I believe there's some 2033 action in there too. I think, and we touched on it, we got to cap this off. It's got to be capped off. 3 years, 4 years max. I don't know. Well, Duke, last couple shows of the run here, and
oh yeah, the whole stretch.
But you know,
call today finale part 1.
Yeah,
if you want.
But I'm just going, okay. Like I remember when we had, and guests are busy. Sometimes they forget.
Yeah, Dave actually just texted me back as you were talking about the Oilers there, and he obviously apologized for being a little AWOL. I said, yeah, of course it happens, but said he could let him know when he can make it up to us. I said, well, he'll never make it up to Kevin.
How about a couple of tickets in Buffalo?
Yeah, a couple premier seats at the new facilities. Not too bad.
Oh, Brad, the driver says that your ice play is inexcusable. You learn these things in AAA. Actually, Brad, I would say you learn them a lot earlier than that.
I think you learned that playing squirt ball.
Like even if Cam Smith doesn't make the play, very worst case scenario, it's first and third. Very worst case scenario, instead of the inning being over. But if he doesn't make the play, the ball's probably bouncing off the wall for quite some time. He probably runs into the wall and is down for a second or two.
Yeah.
And you have more than ample time to scamper home because, I don't even know if you're halfway. I think you got to go. I think at the crack of the bat, your read is, okay, I'm going to take 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. Then when you see the fielder have a beat on it, then you're getting back to the full tag. Back to the full tag.
For that hit to that spot in the field, there's no reason you shouldn't be advancing to third base. And I admit, I get a little bit disillusioned because when I'm playing rec league softball stuff, I essentially like full tag on every ball. Because you can run out. This is the major leagues. You when you have the opportunity to score for when you're at second base, you need to be aggressive in base running, and it's you're down in the game, so you're obviously chasing it at that point. But at like you said, Kev, the heads up baseball play is recognizing that he, as you say, has a beat on it. That you're if he misses it, you can score anyway.
Yeah.
Because of the where it's at in the field and the likely outcome. But you need to move yourself to third base, let alone get doubled off. So it goes from there's an ideal situation to the safe situation to the inexcusable sequence of events that we actually saw unfold. So it's an unfortunate result for the Jays. Chance to bounce back, obviously now a 3 against the Rangers, who are an interesting team and surprisingly good pitching out of a couple guys this year.
I mean, Gore's been pretty good. So
yeah,
we'll see.
He's been very
they picked
serviceable
him up from
for
Washington.
them.
They gave up a lot for him too. You know what we've seen too from the outfielders because they're getting so smart, and this wasn't a situation because the ball was on a rope, more of a decoy with runners on base. You're seeing a lot more of that in the last several years where an outfielder might look, okay, I got it, but it's not. It's over his head or whatever, just to decoy that runner.
Sell job a little bit, right?
This wasn't one of those instances and Cam Smith has made some great plays for Houston in the outfield this year.
And like you said, there's part of it's experience, I'm sure, and so some players just have a more natural instinct for it, like call it baseball IQ for maybe lack of a better term, to recognize when it is one of these potential decoy spots. But when a guy's running full out and eyes are pretty clearly tracking a ball, I think he's obviously trying to make a play on it, not psych out a base runner. That's just my opinion. It's easy for me to say I'm not in the game, but it's no matter how you slice it, I think it's a pretty inexcusable mistake.
Coming up at the top of the hour, we got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet, followed by Frank Saravalli, and then Jason Strudwick. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you are thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Here is the Duke.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Breaking news out of the NBA as another blockbuster trade has been completed. Star point guard LaMelo Ball been traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves in exchange for forward Naz Reid, a first-round pick in 2033, 3 first-round pick swaps in 28, 29, and 30, and 3 second-rounders in those same 3 seasons. Also heading back to to Minnesota from Charlotte in the deal is Josh Green. In case you missed it yesterday in the NHL, the Washington Capitals acquiring Alex Tuch from the Sabres in a sign and trade that nets Tuch a new 8-year deal with a cap hit of $10.5 million. Back the other way, a third-round pick in 2027 and pending UFA centerman David Camp. Also, smaller deal, Jack Drury headed to Nashville along with Chase Bradley in a third-round selection in exchange for forwards Svedar Svechkov and Zachary Leroux. World Cup action yesterday. Canada dropping their final match of group play 2-1 at the hands of the Swiss. They do, however, finish second in the group and will advance through to the round of 32 where they take on South Africa on Sunday. Jays dropped their finale against the Astros 3-1 last night from downtown Toronto. Nathan Lucas homering in the loss for the team, and Trey Savage going 5 2/3, giving up 1 earned run and striking out 5. Elsewhere across the major leagues of baseball, doubleheader between the Mets and Cubbies. Chicago taking both 10-3 and 10-5. Boston falling to Colorado again 8-6. The Yankees double up on Detroit 4-2. And the Dodgers get past Minnesota 4-3. CEBL action last night from Saskatoon. The Stingers beat the Mamba 115-108. Coming up in hour 2, the Kevin Karius Show. We'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, Frank Saravalli from Victory Plus TV, and former NHLer and Edmonton Oiler Jason Strudwick. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Looking for a truck that can handle anything Alberta throws your way? Wolf GMC Buick has the offers to get you behind the wheel. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 models. Plus, trade in an eligible 2015 or newer pickup and receive a $1,000 truck trade-in bonus on select Sierra models. Ask about bonus offers for heroes, students, recent graduates, and more. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com.
Summer weekends in Alberta mean one thing: tournament season.
I brought the folding chairs. I brought the sunscreen.
I brought the umbrella, just in case.
But who brought the snacks to get through a doubleheader?
I got Alberta's best beef jerky. Wilhock Beef Jerky.
The ultimate sideline fuel. Whether you're cheering on the kids or watching the pros, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhock Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Looking for a solid 4x4 that checks all the boxes? The 2026 Jeep Compass is in stock now at St. Albert Dodge, and this is a great value, starting from just $36,900. It's a Jeep, so you've got 4x4 capability, plus features like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, Apple CarPlay, active lane management, a Park View rear backup camera, and more. Over 30 in stock right now in just about every color you'd want. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have it all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Wendy's 99-cent Frosty is back, and Frosty farmers couldn't be happier. Made with Canadian dairy, they grow up cool, creamy, and mighty thick. It's farm to Frosty. Get a small 99-cent Frosty until August 2nd at participating Wendy's. Texas Extra.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 801 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenrick with you here on a Thursday morning. So glad you could spend some time with us as we head into the weekend. Time now for On the Mark. Brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC, where you can lease a Chevy Trax for $80 a week. Is that any good or what? Absolutely everything is on sale at Northgate to get you road trip ready. Northgate GM, your road trip headquarters. That's northgategm.com as we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet.
Oh, this is it.
Good morning, Spec.
This is it. This is the second last, the penultimate one, I guess, eh?
Second last one, big guy. As I said at the top of the show, if I would have known the overwhelming response I got from all our listeners and friends, I would have quit a lot earlier. I would have died. I wouldn't have heard them all. So.
I wasn't sure. People don't usually say this many nice things about you until you croak, actually.
That's right. That's how it works. Well, it's been pretty wild since we made that announcement, Spec, and I want to thank you for being a part of the show since day one. You know, you think about the shows that, I think we were almost at 700 shows, and I'll bet you've been on for probably 655, 660 of them, probably.
Yeah, I haven't missed too many. It's been, you know what? It's kind of fun. Like the business evolves. We were all, you were at Global and I was at the Edmonton Journal. And before you know it, we're both working for some radio station out of Wetaskiwin. How'd that happen?
Yeah, and that was the word, and it just came to me because it was called convergence, how it used to be. Okay, you guys got to work with each other. You can't be at each other's throats anymore. It's called convergence. And we all looked at each other and go, "What? We don't even know what that is." Like, we all do our own jobs. We don't need to converge,
I remember the Global people came to the Edmonton Journal newsroom and set up a studio, sort of, in one of the executive offices. They set up like a camera and a place to do interviews with Global. And the theory was that Global TV, back then, you might have still been ITV, I don't know. You guys were going to interview us Journal people all the time. But the problem was nobody at the Journal knew how to work the equipment. So every time you go sit in there, we fart around for 20 minutes. They say, we'll get back to you.
Well, yeah, and we used to like grab you guys, you and Maddie and Joanne Ireland, Norm Cowley. We would grab them wherever or whatever event, and then we would run a 2-3 minute piece on your perspective on whatever. So it's kind of what
interviewing journalists.
Yeah, it's sort of what it's kind of evolved to now. It's funny. There's certain aspects of things in the business that still pertain to what it is now.
Yeah, back then it was. I think they figured out they could have free content back
That's
then.
all it was. Yeah.
Right.
Kill,
I love that.
Kill the beast for sure.
What's going on?
Well, you had a good article spec with Connor McDavid, and I know there's certain if we asked to get Connor McDavid on, we're going to go piss up a rope kind of thing. But yourself and the big boys get to talk to him, and you should, because that's the way it should. And I'm glad that it was a day after Mike Babcock. So when you were talking to Connor, and once he got going, once he started going, and all, I think a lot of people have read the article and saw the clips. What was your feeling, your reaction when he was kind of getting going and saying all that stuff?
Well, I mean, first thing, the Oilers have nothing to do with that. It's not. I did not. The Oilers didn't just hand me Connor McDavid and not everybody else. This was something I didn't engage the Oilers with. So they may or may not like that, but this wasn't the Oilers saying Spec gets him, but no one else does. That's not how it worked. Connor, I think the thing that didn't, I don't say it surprised me, but the thing I guess that I heard that I thought, was he's, I said to him, like, sure, it's great to have a hard coach and a guy that calls people out, but it's going to land on your doorstep. Like when you're having a bad game and he sits you down for some shifts. And he told me that absolutely that's what he's looking for. Absolutely. He wants a coach that's going to call out all those things we've talked about. Like a Connor McDavid mistake's different than a Leon Draisaitl mistake, which is different than a Evan Bouchard mistake, but he wants everyone's mistakes called out. And he said, the quote that I thought was, we haven't had that in Edmonton for a long time, and it's time now.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants, when you're a superstar like him, you've been treated with kid gloves since you're 8 years old. And every coach is like, well, I don't want to make Connor and his parents too upset because I need him on my team. And then you get to pro and it's like, well, geez, we got to keep Connor in town. We can't get Connor unhappy. And you know what? I think finally Connor's growing up to the point where he says, it's not about me and being happy. And if I play crappy, I want someone to tell me. And everyone else should be under the same, the same microscope. So that's what I think I wanted to hear that. And I was sort of happy, surprised to hear it.
When you say a Connor mistake or a Leon mistake or a Evan Bouchard mistake, Spec, okay, those guys, they're involved in the play. They got the puck on their stick all the time. They're going to make more mistakes.
Sure.
So what I want to see, or what I want to see unfold, is at what point are they on the same level as far as being held accountable as other players that make them.
I think that, if it's the first period of a game and Connor McDavid tries to do something that Matthias Janmark would never try, and the puck goes the other way, and it's, he's deep in the zone and the puck goes the other way and there's 3 Oilers back. That's just, if you have Connor McDavid, you got to free him up to be Connor McDavid. You can't try to turn him into, Eric Belanger here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are other things, like Babcock talked the other day about how one of the issues is how organized are you coming out of the offensive zone? When you turn the puck over, where is everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where are we? That's what leads to 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s. So those are things that, there's going to be, as coaches like to say, certain non-negotiable things, places you need to be, places you can't turn a puck over, spots where no matter who you are, you're not allowed to try that crazy one-on-one play. I would say to you, Bouchard is the last man back on the blue line.
Mm-hmm.
Probably shouldn't be taking guys on one-on-one. So, the coach is going to know where those things are. I think it's time of game, Kevin. I think it's the Leon Draisaitl pass over 3 sticks. Sometimes it works. We don't try that when it's 3-2 with 10 minutes to play. I would suggest Babcock would say that. And those to me are the moments that we always, and coaches always say, well, Leon does get you 50 goals with 100 points. His berth and his leeway is so much bigger than everyone else's. And Connor wins the Art Ross. He gets a way bigger leash, and that leash got to get tightened a little bit. And Connor McDavid is all for it.
Mark Spector with us on Sports 1440. So the one comment that puzzled me a little bit here, Spec, was his quote saying, "I'm excited about the challenge to be pushed by a coach because it's been a really long time in Edmonton."
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, when was the last time that a coach pushed Connor, this team? And to me, that was puzzling and troubling all in the same breath.
Yeah, I don't. The problem with something like that and talking about that is it tends to, in sort of praising the new coach, you tend to
forget about the others.
Yeah, you dump on the others like they never did it. I'm sure that if you lined up Todd McCullough and Dave Tippett and Woodcroft and Knobloch over a beer, they'd go, "Oh yeah, we never pushed you." Sure.
Whatever.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they did. But I mean, don't, I guess I'd say don't blame the messenger sometimes when I ask you to talk about, how great your retirement's going to be. It doesn't mean that everything before it was garbage. It just means you're going to have a great retirement. He's excited about Babcock. And I know that it sometimes looks, I know that he's not carving up his former coaches, but sometimes it reads that way. I don't think it should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just the one when I went and we were all thinking about, because that pushing, that desire comes from within. And having said that, I'm going to go to the other side where Connor said, we just need that 1% more. And if he can get that out of us, because I've said many times to you, Spec, and to our listeners, for the most part, this is up to the individual in any sport. It comes from within. It comes from the player. But a coach or a mentor or whatever it is can get that extra 1, 2, 3% out of a player, whatever it is. And if that's the difference here, I mean, I think every Oiler fan will be quite happy. As I said, though, in the last couple of days with you, I mean, if they don't win under Mike Babcock, then what?
Well, then what? Then talk to me in 2 years when, McDavid is contemplating leaving town and the Connor McDavid era ends without a cup and everybody's sad about that. Sure. But it doesn't mean you don't start, doesn't mean you don't keep trying.
Yeah.
Like, this is the Edmonton Oilers. This is McDavid and Draisaitl and those guys. You want to use the word desperate. I don't think that's the word. I mean, are they desperate to win in the next 2 years? Yeah, they are. For sure they are. Is this a desperation move, in terms of doing something completely different? Yeah, it is. He used the old term, right? You do something the same way all the time and expect a different result. It's, that doesn't work. And that's what he says. That's where they are. They're willing to try anything to win a cup here, and anything even includes Mike Babcock.
That's fair. And here's the one thing that we discussed at the top of the show and even during the 7:20 break, because someone asked about, we've talked about goaltending. So do you think they are happy with Tristan Jarry being the number one guy? Do you think that they think he can regain the form that he had, not at the end of his Pittsburgh career, because, he was placed on waivers? And who else could they bring that's out there that could complement this?
Well, there's a report that there's 2 or 3 goalies that are under contract that have agreed to go to Edmonton if the trade gets worked out. So I'd say to you that Stan Bowman's talking about goalies that we're not even thinking of. Like, we look at the UFA list and we look at guys that are looking for contracts. I think he's talking to teams right now that have goalies under contract. He's trying to make deals. Like, if you're not thinking outside the box as the Oilers GM when it comes to finding a goalie, you're not doing your job. You got to approach everybody about everything.
So a guy like Gustafson, that's the dream guy out of Minnesota everyone wants. I don't know if you can get him for what the Oilers can offer. You've seen it, even the situation in Detroit. Now, is a guy would you take John Gibson at $6.4 million? He's got one more year left.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I need a guy because I got Jarry and I got nobody else.
Yeah.
So John Gibson isn't way up on my list. No, it's not the top of my list. I'm not sure John Gibson is. I think the best before date's passed a little bit on that goaltender. So I've got guys ahead of him. I would, you say Gustafson, I'd take him in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, but
right in a heartbeat.
I don't think you have what it takes to get him. You're giving up a lot to get him.
Well, listen, they'll give up almost anything to get the right goalie. Like the goalie's the linchpin here. But when you're the Oilers and you've been on top or near the top this long, when you've been acting, like a true contender and getting rid of draft picks and not developing young players and all that for this long, the cupboards are fairly bare. And they are for any good team. Florida doesn't have a bunch of young kids kicking around either. The only difference is they won a couple of cups. Right? Vegas doesn't have a big pipeline of guys kicking around. Colorado doesn't have a bunch of young, great guys to make trades with. Nobody who's been doing this for a while does. Do the Flames? Sure they do. Well, guess what? Where have they been finishing? So it's hard to say. It's hard to make that trade for sure.
This is kind of a tongue-in-cheek text from Dave from Stoney and says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. He's talking about the Connor clip, and he goes, tell that to Carolina.
Well,
sure. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for Carolina. They finally finally worked for them. To me, that's Ken Holland theory, right? Keep showing up at the dance. Keep being in line to win.
Knock on the door. Finish top 5, 6 every year. Eventually, it'll happen.
That's what you're trying to do. And eventually, Carolina got a really clean path through the East, and they turned into Stanley Cup, and good for them. But maybe people. Hey, listen, we'll see what happens here. But that's all you're trying to do. You can't win the cup in September or April. You won't win it till June, and you got to still be alive then to win it.
Hey, Spec got a text in from iMac too, because I said this is Saul, as I call it, Saul 695. I said at the top of the show that you've been here for about 660 of them. iMac says, yeah, and KK was there for about 390. He was on vacation the last 3 years.
Never mind. You've been getting up out of bed for a few years here.
Yeah, it's been fine. Time to enjoy it though, Spec. I got that bottle of scotch from the Ulsterman yet.
Oh yeah.
So we'll have it out at your place, I think.
What is that? What does the retired sports writer do anymore? What's the guy? Give me some warning. So
what
I know
am I going to do?
Yeah,
what
are
are you
gonna do?
Well, retire. That's the whole thing.
I know, but then what? What do you do with your day? Like your alarms go, you're going to be waking up at 6 a.m. now.
Yeah, I'll probably be up early for the first little. It's even in summer. Duke will tell you, like, you're up early. I mean, I'm up early. It's just that's the way it is. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. How's that sound, Spec? It'll be our last show together.
Oh man, I'm getting all misty.
Yeah, me too. See you later, pal. Right. Mark Spector, Rogers Sportsnet on the Mark, brought to you powered by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you. When we come back, Frank Saravalli from Victory Plus TV. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We are streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This deal is only good till 6 o'clock tonight. We need your credit card to hold the color. Hold the color. Summer package. Winter package. And the ever-famous re-PDI fee. I gotta pay you to rebuild the car? Does this sound familiar? At Northgate, we do things differently. We offer 0% financing, a great selection of new, pre-owned vehicles. So if you'd like to do business a different way, stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, healing doesn't have to feel heavy, because in our SwimX aquatic therapy pools, you literally float your way to recovery. Whether you're dealing with arthritis, back pain, joint injuries, post-surgical rehab, chronic pain, balance issues, mobility challenges, or just feeling a little creaky, warm water and gentle resistance have your back, your knees, and your hips. Trusted by pro sports teams and rehab hospitals, our SwimX pools help you move sooner, hurt less, and recover faster. So take the load off. Let the water do the work. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Say hello to your new favorite drinks. Introducing new McCafe Refreshers. Icy cool, undeniably refreshing, and available in 3 flavors. Strawberry watermelon, mango pineapple, and blackberry passion fruit. Only at McDonald's.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Showman for the games live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
With Mortgages to Go, you'll be good to go. MortgagesToGo.ca says yes when the banks say no. That's why Alberta has trusted Mortgages to Go for over 23 years. If you need cash and have equity in your home, you're approved instantly, guaranteed. Call 1-888-888-5998. That's 1-888-888-5998. With Mortgages to Go, you'll say, good to go.
The big hits. The big kicks. Catch all the action at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Never a bad seat in a house with tons of big screens. And Selly's menu. Something for everyone. Plus game day food and drink features. So bring your friends, cheer loud and proud, and join the fun at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Tired of the rough ride? Alberta used to be a leader in highway planning and construction, but years of neglect and cuts to maintenance are showing. You can see it, and your vehicle is feeling it. Infrastructure can last for years with a little TLC, but when repairs are deferred, minor issues become major reconstruction. We need action and a reliable capital plan. Contact your MLA and demand stable infrastructure funding. Find out how at fixourroads.com.
A message from the Alberta Road Builders and Heavy Construction Association.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:21 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you here on a Thursday morning. So glad you can spend some time with us here on Sports 1440 AM radio. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, the only team that you want in your corner when things get messy. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrrooter.ca as we welcome in Frank Saravalli from Victory Plus TV. Good morning, Frank.
How you doing, Kevin?
Doing great. I think, Frank, as we were discussing, this is going to be our last show together. So I really wanted to thank you for coming on board 3 years ago, almost 3 years, and adding insight. And man, we had some good chats over the years, didn't we?
We have. We had some that people even listened to without listening regularly, and we're like, these guys must hate each other. No, couldn't have more respect for you. Really appreciate everything, the conversations twice weekly for 3 years. You really get to know someone, and it's been a blast. I'm really going to miss it.
Well, that respect, as you know, is mutual. I learned more, and I told you when we had a discussion, I learned more about you, obviously, and about what it takes to be a hockey insider, more so than I thought I knew what it was all about until I started the show, but I wasn't really even close. The amount of work that you and the others put in it's insurmountable. We talked about that even about a year ago, Frank, when you said, I got to pull back a little bit. I got to pull back because it's sometimes it can be too much.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't have the hardest job in the world. Let's be honest. I talk about hockey every day. There's people out there that are busting their hump. I'm incredibly fortunate, and to have an outlet like this to share some of that insight and intel, that's really why we do it. And just to try and add as much context and information as we can. There's a lot happening out there that, even sometimes I can't say or can't explain. And it's not because I want to withhold the information or there's no part of me that's like acting like, hey, I know more than you or anything like that. It's just that there's this push and pull between relationships, how you can help people. Like really at the end of the day, everyone says to me, why do teams talk to you? And it's because I'm able to provide them with information and insight that they otherwise wouldn't be able to get their hands on.
Right.
If I didn't have any value, they would just ignore me like they ignore everyone else. And so not everyone plays ball, which means that you can't know everything. So you're always on this constant, like I wake up every day in fear of all the things that I don't know. And then you try and piece little things together over the course of your day with the little shreds of information that you do have.
Yeah.
And the hardest part is keeping like 90% of it to yourself.
I'm so glad you explained it like that, because that's sort of a question that I wanted to ask you about that, because even little things that you would say to me, or even in, on our interviews, here on Sports 1440, or even just a text, I would always, you can put two and two together a little bit here. So, those are the things. And Frank, you do it great. And again, there's so many things that you can and cannot say, but hell of a job. And I'll be watching down the road here.
Thank you.
For sure. Hey, this has been a wild couple of days. It's even been better than trade deadline. The two teams I want to focus on in particular are Washington and St. Louis. And with what those two teams, let's start with St. Louis first. With what the Blues have done, are doing, will do, at what state do you think this franchise is in with the change over in management, et cetera? Where are they going? What are they doing?
Honestly, I think that's one of the biggest mysteries going right now, because I said on my show yesterday, I don't know what the St. Louis Blues are. They appear to me to be a team that's missing an identity. And part of that might be because of this regime change and this handoff as Doug Armstrong ascends to the presidency and Alex Steen takes over as general manager, which, by the way, happens officially on July 1. Part of that might be the transition, but part of that to me feels like a team that doesn't really know which direction to go. Are we trying to compete? And if I'm them, I'm looking at the board in my own division, and I'm going Colorado, Minnesota, you work Dallas, you work through the list, and then like you see other teams that are behind you, but are now nipping on your heels to pass you. Like very soon will be the Chicago Blackhawks. And so like you go through this and you go, well, where do the Blues fit? Are they better served trying to leverage these 4 first-round picks into maybe try and get into the top 3 or top 4 so that they can pick a true difference maker? Or are they better served like they just picked 3 times in the first round in 2023, including Ivor Stenberg's brother Otto in that first round haul? Are they better off using all 4 picks? Like, I don't know which way they're going to go. And I'm telling you honestly, Thursday, June 25th, they don't know which way they're going to go. And so I think I don't know what the Blues are. That's what I know.
I almost get the feeling that they're almost resigned to the fact that they can't compete with those big 3 that you said, and they're waiting. They're building to finish out to get to the end of those other 3 team cycle. And
right. It's almost like we're trying to target 3 years from now when hopefully, like who knows what happens with the Wild by then. Theoretically, the Avs would be too old to compete. Like there's a lot of like question marks, right? Dallas, has a bunch of players that are north of 30. So the tough part about that is like, good luck trying to time that, because you don't know how these guys are going to develop in your own organization. And then what do you do in the meantime? What is your competitive posture? Because if they kind of stay like they are, they're mired in mediocrity. Like I think the Blues are like right in the middle of the muck that is the NHL. And I hate to look at it in such black and white terms, but like, to me, you're either in it or you want to be totally out. Like you want to be like the Canucks are, which is like at the bottom and truly get the really good players in the draft.
Mm-hmm. Frank Saravalli with this Victory Plus TV. So the other team that I wanted to focus on is Washington. Now, all the stuff that they've been doing, quite crazy, and it's very aggressive. Also, so when you touch on that and their direction, also throw in Alex Ovechkin into the mix here too.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that the Caps had going for them this offseason was massive amounts of cap space. They entered with like 37, nearly $40 million in space. So they've been able to take that, hey, we want to go get the premier winger that's available on the market, the number one free agent in Alex Tuck, and sign him to $84 million.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, why not? The first player in franchise history that has an 8-digit AAV. Of course, they grabbed Jordan Kyrou from the St. Louis Blues, who's locked up for 5 years at a very reasonable number. They're hoping for a big bounce back from him. Both of these guys, the thing that stands out about them is that they both skate really well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to age, or should age, pretty well. Now, also, Washington had a bunch of players that had disappointing seasons, which was probably to be expected. Like when you have a year where everyone knocks it out of the park with career years and everyone's clicking, it's not likely that everyone's going to come back and replicate those same numbers. So there was obvious regression there. But what I really like most about what Washington has is a forward core that's young and still growing. Alexi Protas, now you're going to add his brother in. Ryan Leonard continues to grow. They traded Connor McMichael. He hit 25. I'd imagine, by the way, Hendrix Lapierre is probably on his way out, another guy who didn't really quite fit or work. And they've got this group that also includes like 20-goal scorer on the back end, Jacob Chikrin, that they're turning over and have turned over in real time, but we're able to maintain a competitive posture the whole time. I would bet today that the Washington Capitals, who still have some moves to go, they finish second in the Metro next year. They're a team that is probably going to have a big bounce back. Their coach is excellent. And when it comes to Alex Ovechkin, I mean, they didn't really know where to put him in the lineup last year. He still scored 30, amazingly enough. I'd imagine that he's retiring and moving on. They're going to need to save a little cap space just in case he decides that he wants to play. But I don't think they know what to do with him. And I think the Tuck and Kyrou additions, to me, illustrate that there's not really a ton of room for him in the lineup.
Do you think John Carlson goes back?
No. That ship has sailed.
Okay. Do you like what the Buffalo Sabres did here? The deal with Chicago, and then Benson signs a pretty good contract too here.
I do. Look, I'm a big Zach Benson fan. I think it's wild to me, the discourse that happens on social media, like all these, so like yesterday, everyone's all, look how amazing this Zach Benson contract extension is. It's so great to get him at such a reasonable number. He's 22 years old. Everyone has to properly evaluate and understand how the RFA system works. They were buying a bunch of RFA ARB eligible years. Those are not the same as UFA years. It's always going to absolutely keep that contract AAV low, just like Lane Hudson's number was in the 8s, because the Canadians were buying inexpensive years. That's the part that people don't really understand when they evaluate these deals from a public perspective. The Benson camp got a great deal, $52.5 million. It's going to change his life. It's lifetime security, but there wasn't a push. There wasn't a market to get a much bigger AAV than that. And it also fits within Buffalo's team structure that it makes a lot of sense. So I kind of chuckle at some of the things that I see on social media, because you're like, well, you're not considering what's really happening here.
I don't think they were ever going to be able to extend Bowen Byram. And the other thing too, and I when you look at this trade and break it down, I'm a big fan of Louis Crevier, Frank. I think they got a good one there, and I think he's really going to complement that second pair. If he plays with Owen Power in Buffalo, it's going to be amazing.
Look, I did 72 Blackhawks games on TV last year. I think it was disappointing for them to lose Louis Crevier. Took a big step and emphasis on big. But here's the thing. when Buffalo asked Chicago to put him in the deal, Chicago is so focused on Bowen Byram, it's hard to get a top pair defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a hill that they were prepared to die on. As good as Louis Crevier looked, like they're going, well, we could find 70 replacements on our third pair. We can't go get a first pair defenseman. They don't grow on trees. We're not going to blow up the deal over Louis Crevier being part of it.
Yeah. And I guess their priority, again, we talked about it yesterday, would be when they have to extend Rinsell and Levshunov. So,
well, they just need one of them to pop, right? If one of those guys, it would be amazing if both did, but if one of them does, now you can go Byram, Vlasic, and one of Levshunov or Rinzel. If they both do, like, you're laughing like that. They're going to be one of the best teams in the league. That they're going to have a situation on their blue line, kind of like Buffalo does now, where you're dealing from a position of strength.
The draft tomorrow, Frank. Have you still got? You were one of the few guys that doesn't have McKenna going number one. Are you still Toronto in the Stenberg boat?
No, I've shifted based on the intel that I can see and evaluate. I would have McKenna, Stenberg, Malhotra right out of the chute, and then let's see what the Buffalo Sabres do with that number 4 pick before we're able to really make any declarations. I think it's in their best interest to move it based on where their build is. But what for is the question. And, again, everyone's been lauding the Buffalo Sabres this week. But Alex Tuch is gone. Bowen Byram is gone. Michael Kesselring is gone. It's impossible to argue today that the Sabres are better than last season.
Yeah.
So what does Jarmo Kekalainen have up his sleeve to keep this team in the realm that they were in last season?
Are you expecting a lot of movement, teams going up, down, or trading picks for, legitimate players that can contribute?
Define what that means.
Well, let's just say if Jarmo Kekalainen wants to move the 4 and get a really good player that is not going to replace an Alex Tuch, but someone that can fill a little bit of that void. That's what I'm saying.
I don't see many of those players available. Okay. And that's really been the challenge. Like, look at what Calgary is doing with Connor Zary. Like, he's likely on the move, and the asking price is just a second-round pick.
Yeah,
I like him as a player. Like, I think he could be a solid contributor with a fresh start. Yeah. But it's been hard for teams to get players that actually move the needle. There's lots of guys out there that are plug and play. Yeah. So to answer your question, I really, outside of Buffalo and that number 4 pick, I don't know if there's going to be another opportunity with the way this draft is shaping up. Like, to me, when you see 4 and 9 move in the same week, that to me tells me that outside of 2, these teams all think this draft is pretty average.
San Jose doesn't do anything with 2 and 9 together somehow?
They could move 9 for a more established defenseman, but as of right now, they're going to have one of those 5 defensemen. My projection would be Daxton Rudolph.
Yeah,
land with them at 9.
They want him back. I don't know if he gets to them at 9, but maybe they got to move up. We'll see.
I mean, I'd be surprised if he doesn't, so long as one of Bjork or Cullen goes in the 4 to 7 range.
Right. Frank, great stuff as always. Really appreciate our conversations over the last 3 years or so. Can't thank you enough for being a part of the show right from day one, because it gave us, instant credibility.
And literal heft.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, I just wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate it. I want to find a small way to say thanks. Wanted to let you know that I made a small contribution to Easter Seals, Alberta, in your honor.
Thank you very much, Frank. That's great. Yeah. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. Really appreciate that. And when you get to Edmonton, obviously we'll hit the links again at the ranch.
Sounds good. Can't wait, and enjoy your retirement. Well earned, pal.
Thanks, big guy. Thanks, Frank. Really appreciate it. That's Frank Saravalli, Victory Plus TV. What a guy. To Easter Seals, Alberta. That's just great. That's outstanding. The headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, the MVP that you didn't know you needed. Check them out at mrrooter.ca. When we come back, Jason Strudwick, one final appearance on the big program. He requested it, actually. He phoned several times and he would not stop texting. He'll be with us right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
The Riverhawks return this weekend for First Responders Firework Friday. Enjoy Country Nights Mechanical Bull on Saturday with Daisy's Saloon. Then Boston Pizza presents Baseballs and Body Slams on Sunday with a real wrestling ring. Fun for the whole family. Tickets at gohawks.ca.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just loonies a wash.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Everything is going to be okay. If your debt has you feeling like you're in a free fall, you have options. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal allows you to eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we'll tackle your debt.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to RobertsonBodyWorks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 841 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick here on Sports 1440 AM radio and our palatial studios here at West Edmonton Mall. Time to welcome in one of the longtime contributors to Sports 1440, to the team 1260, TSN 1260. This guy's everywhere. He's so popular, but Jason Strudwick to the show for one last time. Good morning, Struddy. How are you, big guy?
Well, I'm good, buddy. How are you doing? Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, buddy. I'm really excited. You know what? I'm proud of you. And I was on my 10-kilometer warm-up jog this morning, and I was thinking about you, and I was thinking how you're a trailblazer in many ways for guys like Jamie McLennan, Tom Gazzola, Gene Principe, Ryan Bashog, even Jason, but for sure Jason Greger. How you don't need to be good looking to be a broadcaster. And you know what? I'm proud of you, man. You did it.
How long did you think about that? Like, how long did you think about coming up with that one?
Buddy, I've been thinking of ways to give it to you all day long for a week. No, but in all seriousness, buddy, I'm happy you're walking out on your own way. A great broadcaster for a long time, and you'll be missed, buddy. But you'll still be around the community, walking around with no shirt on, I'm sure.
You bet. You're around Laurier Heights with no tarp on. I was thinking, so I was trying to find the picture. Do you remember one of our conversations, the picture of you? And I said, I got to find that picture. And you were so quick. You said, well, check your bedstand, check your nightstand. And I was like, oh, that one's always going to come down. It's always going to go down. But then I ended up, and I don't know if I've sent you these videos because you were being interviewed on Global a number of years ago. And it's like you had a curler in your hair. And I sent it to the Duke. And what happened was it was a clip from you and we were running it on Global, but I didn't see it before it went to air. Anyway, so they came back to me on the desk and I'm looking at this video of you with this curler in your hair and I can't control myself. I sent it to the Duke last night. I don't know. Did you see those or not?
I don't know. I mean, are you talking about my modeling days? I mean, I know that's kind of trending on Twitter lately. I saw, but no, I haven't. I don't think I've seen that.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we should put it out there because it's quite embarrassing. I might just send it to you personally.
Oh, it's not embarrassing. You know, I mean, obviously if it's when you're a good looking guy, you know, you can find yourself looking different times, different ways. Right.
Yeah. You know, the other thing, Struds, I was thinking about, because I know you were getting ready to talk about some old digs and whatever. You remember the two things? Do you remember that fishing trip that we went on to Winterford?
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah. Some of the best times. Those were such great trips.
And well, the two things that we were sitting there, we were in the lodge and we were pretty well hungover because it was in the morning. We're having breakfast. We both kind of turn around to the picture on the wall, and you can explain it from there.
Yeah. There's this guy, and he was holding a fish. It looked like a pike, and it was pretty good size, but just said Chuck Williams Pike Champion. And so Karius and I have been calling each other the Pike Champion for that's got to be 15 years.
Maybe Chuck more. Williams. It's closer to 20, maybe. I don't even know, but but we looked at, and that guy's the smile on his face. He had that yellow jacket on, and he had his arm in the air. He was so fired up about it.
The Pike Champion.
The Pike Champion. But tell our listeners, because I've told it, and I want to see if your story is the same. It's the same trip when I said, Struddy, I can't drive the boat anymore.
No, so we're on this trip, and this is, you know, for the listeners, you have to know, I know Karius who he was, but I hadn't been that intimate with the guy, like we were, you know, hanging out and all that. So we go out, and he's talking about how good of a fisherman he is. So we get in this steel tin boat. We wheel out there, and I'm like, holy geez, this guy must be a really good fisherman. So we're out there, and you know, he's driving the boat, and I'm in front. And after a while, he's like, hey man, do you mind driving? I gotta pee. I'm like, okay. So I just kind of slow the boat down, and he goes and stands at the edge of the boat, and he falls in as he's peeing. And like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to drag this guy out of the water. And the best part is he just stood up. It was like 5 feet of water.
We were in less than 3 feet of water, but we didn't even know it.
I was dying, and you could tell, like, Karius, he was embarrassed to talk about how great of an angler he was, calling himself an angler and all this. He falls in the water.
I had about 87 beer, those. Scotty.
Oh yeah. No, it was a few deep, but for you, it was like he just stood, pulled his pants down, and just fell in right away. I'm like, I gotta pull this guy out.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
You know, then remember the trip we went to Fortress?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that was outstanding. Time. And the funniest thing is, you get there and you go, I think I've been here before. How could you not know that you weren't there before?
Well, because I had gone with my cousins.
Yeah.
They that was their the stag. One of them had a stag there.
It was the Niedermeyers.
So, I don't know. Yeah, the Niedermeyers. Yeah. So they obviously I wouldn't pay for myself, so they paid for me, and they flew us in. And then I was like, God, it just really ring a few bells here, you know, like the yurts and all that.
Like, how do you not know? I was like, and the only thing that was conclusive for you, you went through the old photo album and you found a picture of you guys in there.
I know. I know. It was so fun. I know, a lot of good trips, a lot of good memories for sure.
Yeah. Jason Strudwick with us here. Hey, I got to ask you some serious questions just with the Oilers.
Yeah.
I think you probably heard Connor McDavid yesterday and his comments and, you know, the reaction to Mike Babcock. I mean, for the most part, I think Oiler fans feel a little bit relieved that everyone is on board here. I don't know, from a former player, and you know everything with the history, and I've heard you guys with you and Schauger and talk about it. It's been going on for weeks, but maybe just give us a synopsis of what you think of everything. Maybe not the past, but how, because that's what it's all about. It's about moving forward here.
Yeah. So two things. So, Mike Babcock is known as a coach that is unrelenting, and there's his way and his way, and you can pick either option, but that's the way you're going to do it. So when he tells you that he needs you to be in spot X in this situation, he wants you there. He doesn't want you 5 feet off that spot. He wants you on that spot. Mm-hmm. And I actually talked to a former player who said he'll run the same practices over and over and over again until every detail is perfect, until it's perfect. And that's execution, because he believes, and I actually believe with him, when things get tight, when things get chaotic, you fall back to your whatever your lowest base is, right? Whatever that is. And if your foundation is perfection in executing those little details, when it gets hot and bothered, you'll find those spots again. So I think that's what Connor was referring to yesterday, right? In that interview, I think he said we've never been pushed like that, and they will be pushed. And I think there's a challenge. There's some thoughts that maybe it'll just be the lower group being challenged. I don't know if you can do that. I mean, Babcock's on record saying he's going to challenge the big guys. Stan Bowman's on record saying that. Connor McDavid's on record. So if we're watching these games and we're seeing that, yeah, he's the lower guys are getting the spots, but not the top guys, there'll be some questions asked. The second part is no one holds you accountable more than your teammates. And when I hear the comments from Connor McDavid, I'm like, there was opportunities in the past for the core, and I'm including all the core, to challenge themselves and each other and the rest of the team to be better defensively, or to whatever. I'm guessing this is the defensive side of the puck. Mm-hmm. So those are two things, and it really sounds to me like they're energized, they're ready to go. And I honestly, Karius, I wish the season started tomorrow. I can't wait to see how this plays out. And Oilers fans should be juiced to feel the same way.
What happens, Struddy, when things go bad for a period of time? Because it's not all going to be, and giggles here. There's going to be a time when, things aren't going well, and the players are going to be bitchy, and because the coach is coming at them. How do you think that plays out?
Well, I had Mark Crawford in Vancouver, and Mark and Babcock, I felt, were similar, right? Mark Crawford's a really smart hockey guy, and he was relentless in getting the details right. Like, I'm talking relentless, 24 hours a day. And it was uncomfortable. And there were days where you hated him, right? I'll just say it. I hated him. I knew he was making me better, but that didn't mean I wanted to sit down and share some Baskin-Robbins ice cream with the guy. I hated him. And I wasn't the only one. Our teammates hated him. But eventually it fell into place, and we started doing the things he thought we should do and how we should play. And he was right. Like, you know when it's right about the pace of play, the details in your game, managing the puck, all those things. And, it's not a sometimes thing. When you watch Carolina, and not to copy them, but they did the same every shift. Every shift, 4 lines, rolling. Everyone did the same. And it hasn't always been like with that with Oilers. This is some really good hockey, for sure. But that last little 5%, would that make the difference? That is what the players want to find out. Yeah. And I think what Babcock's going to push for.
Jason Strudwick with us here on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. So, having said that, and you heard what Babcock said, Struddy, in the sense of, we got to get everyone involved in more of a team. So when you add up the numbers, and I'm just talking about time on ice here. So if Connor plays 20 and Leon plays 20 on different lines, well, that doesn't leave a lot for lines 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. So how do you navigate this in the sense of, do you have them together some of the time, all of the time, a little bit of the time? What would you do here?
Well, that's the part I can't wait to see what he does. I still feel the team is best when they're spread out. I think it just gives a lot of challenges for other teams, and it beefs up all the lines. But, it's not – I don't know if it's so much ice time. Yeah. I think it's opportunity. So, why can't you start your 4th line, right? Why can't you start your 3rd line to start a game, a period, empower those guys? Hey, let's just say it's Dickinson, Frederick, and Nuge. Let's just say that's who it is. Hey, you guys, we need you to start this game. Like, we're going to get it going. You set the tone. The start of the period. Instead of always starting the offensive lines on front in the offensive zone, start a defensive line out there. Giving identities to lines. Hey, Szymanski, Frederick, and Koldenbach. You guys are going to tonight match up against other teams' top line. Mm-hmm. But what did you say? Yeah, you heard me. You're starting against other teams' top line. You're going to play against them all night long. You can do this. We need you. And empowering them to do that. Give them a role. That's never happened here. And I'm excited for that. To two power play, I've been advocating for this for years. Yes, it's amazing what the top unit can do. But if you want the secondary scorers to also feel good about their offensive game, they can't get 10 seconds of power play time. Mm-hmm. They also need to go. Look at Arvidsson. He scored, I think, 16 here. He goes to Boston, scores 25. Did he suddenly get better? No. He was getting opportunity and an identity. And I think that is what obviously Stan Bowman talked about the other day, that they want to have an identity for all the lines and all the players and a role. And, you might not like your role, but at least they know what you want me to do. So if you ask me to do something and I do it and you praise me, guess what? I'm going to keep doing it. I might want to move up, but I'll keep doing what you're asking me to do. So, Babcock's saying all the right things, and the players are too, but they've got to actually do it. And that's why I can't wait to see how this shakes out.
Well, Struds, we got to start with we started with personal. We're going to end with personal. When we first met, you and Shona were just trying to have kids, starting to have kids, looking for kids. Now you look where Kane is. Remember when I came as Santa Claus to the house to your mom and dad's?
Yeah. I actually, so Karius calls me, he's like, hey, I dress as Santa Claus and I come through and I'm like, hey, that'd be awesome. So he comes over, and honestly, I think that was a turning point in my son's hockey career. When he saw you, he's like, God, I got to want more for myself than this.
Oh, man. And now Cater's what, at OHA? What is he coming up, 16 or what is he now?
Yeah. He's going into, he just moved up from U15. Yeah, it's crazy how the kids are getting older. But yeah, he got drafted. Yeah, he was drafted by Tri-City. So, hopefully he's better than his dad. Maybe he's got some hands. It's funny, when I coach kids now, not just my own son, I'm always like, I got to make them better than I was. I want them to feel comfortable when they touch the puck.
Oh man. Hey, all the things obviously that you've said that maybe didn't come out the right way over the years on the air.
Yeah. A few things. I think it's daily I screw up words.
So anyway, the Duke, and over the last 3 years, there's been a few things that I said, and every time I say it, they go, "You sound like Struds. You sound like Struds." Like, what are you doing? Why do you want to sound like Struds? So you probably haven't heard these because,
oh no,
But anyway, the Duke wants to play him for you right now.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
Okay,
all right,
you tell me. Hang on. You tell me, laddie. You bang 500 guys. Okay, yeah. Here's another. I'd like to just slip into this guy's body and mess around here. So that was the one with Laddie, because we were talking about hitting guys, and then the last one was about, I think, Cale Makar. It would be nice to feel what it's like to. So. Anyway,
that is the best. Those are the best. I think it's got to be my ringtones.
Oh man. Hey, what's the summer looking for you? Because with all the coaching and it's tough. Yeah. You stepped away from the daily broadcasting more. So I know you're doing the Got Your Back with Schauger, but you had to step away because you wanted to spend so much more time coaching and with the kids. Yeah. So how does the summer look like for you, Struddy?
Yeah, good. So I run some hockey camps this summer, some D-men camps that I really enjoy doing. There's a few. Yeah, you can just jasonstrebler.com. Thanks for that, and you can check it out. It's for D-men, all ages. And too late for you, Karius. I'll tell you, you and Spectre. I've seen Spectre skate. It's like, if I were him, I'd take 2 weeks off of hockey, then quit altogether.
Just laughs at Spec. Oh man, oh boy. So the camps, and then what else? Are you guys going to go for a little camping trip or anything? I told you could borrow the Pope Mobile.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you showed a picture of it. So he sent me a picture. He's like, look what I got. I'm like, what yours is from? Is this black and white? This picture?
Come on now, it runs perfectly fine.
So Shona say, no, we should take him up. I'm like, all right, yeah, I might have to, bring a cowboy hat to put on the window. But we're going to probably go see some of my wife's family, and I'm just still waiting for some more sun. Looks like the rain's coming for the next 5 days, and like, it's just you've got to plan your days to cut your lawn and keep it not growing out like a jungle.
Okay, will you? I don't know if you can promise, but I'm still playing Monday and Thursday hockey with the boys at Argyle.
Okay.
Would you come during the summer for a skate?
Yeah. What time's it at?
12:30.
12:30. Yeah, I think that would work. 12:30.
Today? Come today.
Yeah, today. Oh, let me see. 12:30. Let me see what the kids have going on. I mean, is there what level? Are you the best player or the worst player?
I'll tell you what. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the level.
Okay, well, pleasantly surprised, compared to what? The Duke? Is the Duke the best player out there? He doesn't bend his knees when he skates. He looks like Chris Dingman out there.
I think you'll have a tough go out there.
Tough go. Well, I did have a 20-kilometer run, so that might take a little steam out of me. But the hands, they say the hands are the last things to die. So I should be okay still, hey?
Oh, man. Well, hey, I've appreciated our friendship over the years, but I've always loved when you come on, Struddy. It's been great. Even though when I first thought I met you, I said it was Dave Marciniak. He was in On the Rocks. I said, "Are you Jason Strudwick?" He goes, "No." Dave Marciniak. Yeah, Dave Marciniak. He played in the Islanders. He was an old NHLer. He goes, "No." Yeah. And I went, "Oh, okay, sorry."
Yeah. What was he doing? Is he drinking China Whites and dancing to ABBA?
Oh, God. Matt Leduc says, "Gee, Struddy laughs at his own jokes more than I do."
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes when they're so funny, how can he hold back, right? How can he hold back? Oh, man, no. You know what? Well, I always think of Dennis Hall, and he recently passed, but yeah. He would tell a joke, and he would split a gut laughing at and he was so funny. That's the funniest man I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. I've never seen a funnier guy than him.
I did a dinner with him years ago, and I told him, because he was last out of the hopper, and I told a few of his jokes apparently that he told, and he was mad. He came up to the podium and he kind of whispered in my ear, "You told all my effing jokes, you son of a bitch," he said. Sorry, Dennis.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, Dennis.
He's so good. So good, man. So
all right, Struddy. Hey, thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Well, great job. Enjoy retirement, buddy. You've earned it. And I can't wait to see you walk in Tarpalis through the streets of West Edmonton.
Well, I know I'll be running faster than what your pace was this morning.
Oh, blistering, buddy.
We'll see you down at Argyle sometime this summer.
I can't wait. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks.
Okay, buddy.
Good stuff. Jason Strudwick. You know, you're always going to get a chuckle and a laugh, and obviously great insight. We had, some seriousness talking about the Oilers and where they're going and the direction of this franchise and where they are and who they can be. But, it always comes back to having a laugh, having a chuckle. And I can't say enough how I've appreciated that friendship over the years. And Struddy used to live in Laurier Heights years ago before they moved. So we went over there a couple times and had a lot of fun over there. So coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have another edition of Cam and Eggs. We'll get to some of your texts, 833-401-1440. Ladislav Schmid will join us sometime around 9:30 as well. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update. Brought to you by All-Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities, specializing in underground utilities like power, gas, telecommunication, and street lighting. That's All-Star Construction. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Breaking news out of the NBA this morning is another huge name is on the move. LaMelo Ball been traded from the Charlotte Hornets to the Minnesota Timberwolves, along with Josh Green, in exchange for forward Naz Reid, a first-round pick in 2033 unprotected, and then 3 first-round pick swaps in 2028, 29, and 2033. Second-rounders also heading to Charlotte in the deal, those coming in the same 29, 32, and 33 seasons. In case you missed it yesterday in the NHL, the Washington Capitals acquiring Alex Tuch from Buffalo and his rights, signing him to a 8-year, $10.5 million AAV extension before the deal in the sign and trade. Headed back to Buffalo in the deal is a third-round pick and pending UFA forward David Kampf. In a smaller deal, Jack Drury, Chase Bradley, and a third-rounder are headed from Colorado to Nashville in exchange for forwards Sweater Svechkov and Zachary Leroux. At World Cup action yesterday, Canada falling in their final group play match against Switzerland 2-1. Precious David with the goal for Canada, who now finished second in the group and will take on South Africa in the round of 32 on Sunday. In the majors last night, the Blue Jays fall at the hands of the Houston Astros. 3-1 the final. Nathan Lucas homered in the victory, but not enough. And Trey Savage went 5 2/3, giving up 1 earned run while striking out 5. Elsewhere, Yankees doubled up on the Tigers 4-2. The Mets fell in both halves of a doubleheader to the Cubbies 10-3 and 10-5 respectively. Red Sox another loss to the Rockies 8-6, and the Dodgers get past the Twins 4-3. CEBL action from Saskatoon last night. Local club Stingers, they topped them on, but 115-108. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll hear today's edition of Cam and Eggs and be joined by our Thursday co-host, former NHL defenseman Ladislav Schmid. I'm Brendan Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Did you know there are actually 3 seasons we experience in June? Spring, summer, and construction season. And while roads may be narrowed and detours are everywhere, GS construction crews are on site every day doing the work because the city doesn't stop, and neither do we. As we build and upgrade infrastructure, life continues around us. That's why we never lose sight of what matters most, making sure everyone, including our team, returns home safely at the end of the day. For more on what we do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Don't let equipment failure stop you cold. At AWS Welding in Nisku, our factory-trained service techs are on hand for all welding equipment repairs. We're a fully warranted center for Miller, Lincoln, and ESAB. And we service all makes and models. Proper, regular service extends the life of your gear and keeps it running at peak capacity. Don't wait for a breakdown. Book your service appointment today at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think, "Wow, great hair transplant." I want them to think,
"Wow, great hair."
Go to drvanceelliott.com and contact us today.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
The Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:08 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you. Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio, streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. A lot of comments. Everyone loving Struddy for sure. That was a lot of fun with Jason Strudwick. No one laughs more on radio than Struddy. And whatever the comment might be, he makes it funny. And he might say it, you might say it, it might be something else. But if you ever, I know Struddy's been in the Alzheimer tournament many times, and maybe he gets auctioned off for golfing. Like, he's at the top of the list for guys that other, fans, whatever. If you're at the Alzheimer's, if you put the team together, he's at the top of the list for who guys want to play with. And the only reason is sometimes maybe he doesn't go first or second overall is because those teams already picked him for a couple of years in the past. So great guy. It's always fun to sit down and have a pop with old Struds. Hey, we mentioned again, Canada just lost a tough one to Switzerland in the final game of their group stage in Vancouver yesterday. Well, 54,000 fans, and they were sort of silenced. They were taken out of the game a little bit, but when Patience David scored the 2-1 goal, they were back in it, and they were behind this club, man. They were pushing and helping this team along, where they were close to getting that tying goal, several chances to tie it. But the good news, they still go to the knockout stage. The bad news, they don't stay in Vancouver, where they would have had, again, the hometown crowd behind them. They would have had maybe a lesser opponent, although with South Africa beating South Korea, that's a good matchup for Canada. They can win this game. They can get to the stage of 16, which would be an absolutely massive achievement. We'll see what happens with Alphonso Davies. Coach Jesse Marsh said earlier in the week that he would play yesterday. Then after the game said it was a decoy when he didn't play. Alphonso Davies marched by the media, did not really speak at all, had the phone to his head, didn't acknowledge the media leaving the stadium. Is there more to this? We'll find out. Marsh also said he'll be ready for the next game, but you can't believe anything he says now. So 9:10 in Edmonton. Time now for another edition of Cam and Eggs with Cam Tate. This could be order 49. It could be order 42, 36, 18. Normally on a Friday, I get to read them, but Cam said there was something in the works here today. So here's another edition of Cam and Eggs.
No number today. This is Kevin's order. Tomorrow, Kevin Karius gets a whole show. Marching bands, fireworks, a choir, dancing girls, possibly a hot air balloon. I'm doing this today, while it's quiet, because some things deserve quiet. We all know Kevin. Television, radio, the voice, the hair, always the hair, the shirts. But here's what I've been thinking about lately. We measure people wrong. We count their credits, their awards, their LinkedIn connections. We Google their highlights, and we miss the actual story. The actual story of Kevin Karius isn't the television. It isn't the radio. It's what he did when nobody was keeping score. Easter seals, a golf tournament, years of showing up so kids with disabilities could do something Kevin personally believes is almost sacred. Having a genuinely good time. I think about Brad Bartko, young guy, cerebral palsy. Kevin didn't shake his hand at a charity event and move on. He stayed. He showed up. He treated Brad like what Brad was, a person worth knowing. Brad went on to study radio and television arts at NAIT, now runs a successful company helping businesses be more accessible. You want to know someone's character? Don't look at what they do on stage. Look at what they do in the hallway. After my dad passed, we started a scholarship fund. People with disabilities becoming reporters. One night after an Oilers game, Kevin stops me, reaches into his pocket, stuffs a fistful of 20s into my shirt pocket, says, "That's for your dad's fund, to help kids," walks away. No camera, no crowd. Just a guy who understood that kindness isn't a moment, it's a practice. That's Kevin. He also gave me the green light to be on a morning show, a dream I've carried for 5 decades. And I've learned something about dreams. They don't arrive on your schedule. They arrive when the right person believes in them too. Tomorrow's going to be loud and wonderful. I may sing with the choir. The choir remains unaware of this. But tonight, I'm just thinking about what it means to live a life that quietly makes other lives bigger. Kevin Karius has done that. Oh, one more thing. Big Orv is looking down on you with great pride. Cam and Eggs, Kevin's Order, Sports 1440.
Well, Cam, I mean, that's just unreal. Thanks for all the kind words. It's just, as I said, it's been overwhelming. The amount of texts, and I'm going to still, again, try to reach out to everyone personally. We've got through quite a few of them already, but for Cam to do that, we go back a long way. And, it doesn't take much. Like Cam says, just be nice to people. And for the most part, that gets reciprocated. And it's funny when you say that, and what we've been talking about here within, certain people and organizations, how things can go forward. So, Brad Bartko, unreal. Brad is doing some great stuff again with all the causes and everything that he's been behind, as Cam said. And Brad's been out to our Easter Seals golf tournament. And I'll be honest, the Easter Seals golf tournament, it came to an end. We had the last one last year, and I'm missing the fact that we're not going to have it, and to all our great people that were behind it. But Brad Bartko would come out to the hole, and he would sit out there, and we would share some laughs. He would talk to everybody, would get pictures. I'm going to share this one story quickly with Brad. And again, Brad is he's in a wheelchair, and he would have a few rums out on the hole that we were at. And, by, a couple hours, everyone's having a good time. And Brad says, you got to help me take a leak over kind of where there was a limo that was situated on the hole at Belvedere. And he says, can you help me? And I says, yeah, sure. So we wheel him over there, and he goes, okay, you got to come in front of me, and then I'll sort of put my arms around you and then lift me up, and then, I'll do my business. So I lifted him up, and then, I'm kind of just standing there. I don't know what to do. And he says, okay, back up about a foot or so. And I go, well, why? And he goes, well, do you want me to pee all over you? It's like, all right, Bart, yeah, get me the hell out of here. So thanks, Cam, for those kind words. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, everybody at Easter Seals. And hey, thanks to Frank Saravalli. Frank donated to the Easter Seals of Alberta because that's the kind of guy Frank is after being on the show for 3 years. When we come back, we'll get to more of your texts, 833-401-1440, and then awaiting the arrival of Ladislav Schmid on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Penwick on Sports 1440 AM Radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Are new McCafe crafted sodas just drinks or something more? Like Sprite Berry Bliss, Creamy Strawberry Coke, and Orange Dream. All swirled with fizzy flavor and topped with silky cold foam. Only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
It's time to hit the greens. Elevate your golf game with Country Club Tour Golf Academy. No matter your experience, our PGA of Canada teaching pros are here to help. Enjoy lessons year-round between our 7 CCT golf courses and 2 state-of-the-art indoor facilities. Choose the location convenient for you. We offer private lessons, group lessons,
expert club fittings and junior cams. Visit our website to learn more and get ready to take your game to the next level. Booking is easy. Go to countryclubtour.com/golf academy and schedule your lesson today.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
You want it? We got it. At Harley Davidson of Edmonton, we have a huge bike inventory just waiting for you to ride. We're not a car dealer. We're your local family bike shop. We are riders supporting riders. Come find your dream bike here at Harley Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail, locally owned and operated since 1980. Find us at hdedmonton.com.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Why should you drive a Subaru? How about durability, style, and an excellent customer experience from the moment you step into the showroom? And how about accolades, including awards for numerous 2026 Subaru models from both AutoTrader and JD Power? But don't just take my word for it. Take a test drive and you'll see why the Subaru name is recognized and renowned for quality. To learn more, visit Subaru.ca. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru.
You've got better things to do than wait for an oil change. Jiffy Lube gets you in and out fast. No appointment necessary. All you have to do is roll into a location near you, and we'll take care of the rest. Every full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube is warranty approved and comes with a 20-point visual inspection, making sure you get back on the road safely. Find your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. Visit jiffylubeservice.ca.
Sports 1440. All sports, all day.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Thanks for listening to Edmonton's sports leader.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:20 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne. Josh Fenwick with you here on a Thursday morning. So glad you're with us on what is another great day in sports. I mean, man, we're looking at all the things that happened yesterday. And you look at what is going to happen this weekend, and you got the Double E playing tonight. Think if they could get off to a 3-0 start, man, you got believers. And then another road game in BC, and then I think that game's in Kelowna again, and then a home game back here. And hopefully nice weather, you can have a good crowd. Text 833-401-1440. Thanks to Walter. Appreciate it, Walter. He said the kid's name is Promise, not Patience. I don't know why I would say that Patience David scored, but I did. Promise David scored, and I appreciate that. But it was off the top of my head, and I don't know why. But I appreciate that, Walter. The rig says, any chance Bayern Munich is calling the shots with Alfonso? That's been speculated. People think that. We're talking big business here. You've invested millions and millions of dollars into a player. But, you're playing for it's country over club. This hasn't happened. It has to have happened before where players have not been at 100% playing for their country, but still play. So hard to say. Hey, Duke, last night I went for a walk with Sammy the dog later in the evening. Heard some noise over at the Laurier Heights area where the school and everything is. So we wandered over there. There's a band playing, I guess Wednesday nights, but they play Wednesday nights, and I get there and Howie Draper's there. Recently retired as longtime coach of the University of Alberta Pandas. And his two boys are playing in the band. And they're rocking it out to, I think it was Ballroom Blitz was their final song. and people were dancing, and I had a good chat with Howie after, and it was great to see him. On my way home, we're getting near the house, Duke, and this guy flies by on a skateboard. And he's flying by. And we were kind of sort of just at the gate, and he goes, "Hey, congratulations on your retirement." I go, "Thanks," and he's gone. So anyway, text comes in just now from John. "Hey, Kevin, my sister Sue Cleal played for the Pandas hockey team in their inaugural season and for the following 4 years. She said you were the nicest guy and good to the team. I enjoyed covering the Pandas, and the Bears and everything at U of A. Don Horowitz' team was the best." At the end of the text, it goes, "P.S. I was the guy who congratulated you last night while I was skateboarding by your house. Hard to miss a 50-year-old man on a skateboard." Like, what are the chances? That is awesome. Tyler D says, "Maybe you were thinking of Nuge's horse, Infinite Patience, when talking about the Canadian goal scorer in soccer, Promise David." Maybe I was. I don't know, Tyler D. Text 833-401, 1440. Dean says, "Nurse is a second or third pair defenseman playing 15 to 20 minutes a night and should restructure the contract." Well, okay, so I don't know where you're coming from here, Dean, on that comment. He's going to be playing 15 or 20 minutes a night wherever he goes. You can bet on that. Restructuring contract just doesn't happen. Wouldn't it be great if guys could do that either way, plus or minus? If you played poorly, contract goes down. If you play great, maybe you can restructure it. You can ask for a little more. Like, think of a Bobby McMahon in Toronto when he was scoring all the goals. He could have restructured his contract? No, unfortunately, you sign, you got to wait, you got to sign and go for the next one. Beaumont Garrett texted in and said he was a former elite sportswear athlete of the week on Global. I think it was, he said maybe it was still ITV in 2003. And I asked him what he got. He said, "I got a bag and a watch." I was given it because he'd come back from the Midget AAA National Baseball Championship at the end of August and was the starting running back at Scona and had a massive week 1 game. I'm sure it was my mom who nominated me. Duke, we used to give out the Elite Sportswear Athlete of the Week, and it was one of our more popular segments. I ran into Drew Shamahorn from Elite at Dwayne Mandruzik's Little Shaker on Saturday night. Drew's donated tons and tons of stuff to our city over the years. But that was a popular thing. I'm wondering if your team, if the Tropicana Orangemen would nominate you as an Athlete of the Week.
I seriously doubt it.
Why not?
Are you talking my hockey team or my slow pitch team? For my slow pitch team, I think I could get nominated.
Either or.
For the slow pitch team, I'm not going to get nominated for Athlete of the Week, but maybe Teammate of the Week.
Well, but it's everything. It was all encompassing. You could be like, you know what's funny is years and years ago, like Dutchie and Perry, those guys, and it was Mike English. They forgot about it. And they handed it out to some F1 driver. They made a spoof of it.
Oh, no.
And our Athlete of the Week is so-and-so. He won the F1 race, blah, blah, blah. Atticus says, "Please don't retire. Nobody else gets my Delburne jokes." That's your buddy, Duke.
Well,
it comes down hard on Delburne.
More of like my nemesis, or Delburne's nemesis.
Do you know who that guy is? Do you know who he is?
No, it's just the only thing I know about him is from Sherwood Park.
Yeah. Greater Man Jay says, "Hey, KK, I know this is completely out in left field. I keep telling my dad to trim back his tomato plants. He'll get more tomatoes. Am I wrong?" No, you're not. Get your dad to trim them up, Greater Man Jay. Especially there's that little thing that grows between I can't remember. There's a name for it. Those things grow wild and they actually suck a bunch of nutrients out too. But trim them up. The more nutrients, so they'll end up going and plant them deep. I've seen guys now planting tomatoes on their side, Duke. So you take them out, like, you know what? Okay, you know what I gave you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you wait for that to grow up a little bit. It'll kind of get a little more height to it. Take it out of there, and then you plant it on its side, and then prop up just the last little few leaves, and apparently it grows like
so.
Crazy.
Like you peel off the stems on one side of the stalk, and then the other half ones remain above.
So you I don't know, how much did you take down on yours? Like you trimmed the bottoms of yours?
Yeah. And then I put with the remainder of everything well under, like the bottom, the bottom of the root stump you gave me was pretty well near the bottom of this 10-liter pot.
Yeah. So as long as you planted it deep, you're fine.
Well, I mean, but this trimming back, because they've been growing a lot.
Did you buy those spikes I told you about?
I'm going today.
That was a week ago, Duke.
Well, there was fertilizer in the soil.
You're missing out on
when
prime
I repotted
fertilizing.
them. Oh, they're first.
Yeah.
They're furred up.
So yeah, as long you're going to need a little more trimming underneath yet. Plus, the other thing too, even if does it rain out in your deck or is it covered?
It gets rain to it. Like it is covered, but it's not exactly like there's always moisture on it. When
so even though you think you're getting a lot of moisture in the pots, you still need to water them because
I have been.
Well, the other thing is like when it rains, it's going to shed off and it'll hit the leaves and not get into the soil.
Especially there's a lot of coverage over the soil with how big a couple of them are. I took the runt one too, so it's still doing its best to catch up.
I don't know who this guy that texted in. Can you text in about the bartender at the Crown Plaza, and I'll read this text on the air from an old Christmas party from years ago. Just awaiting the arrival of Ladislav Schmid, also coming up on the show. We'll check in with Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News. Man, we've had so many trades. And then, I mean, the Alex Tuck trade, to Washington so they could sign him to the longer term contract, the 8 years. That ends in September or whatever it is. I mean, you look at what Washington's been doing, and when they pick up Kyrou, they pick up Tuck. Do you think, everyone is leaning towards Ovi not coming back. Do you think that he goes, this is my last run, and these guys are adding big pieces?
Yeah, that's where my line of thinking goes, is that it's them gearing up. They obviously want to improve the team and make it better for the post-Ovechkin era, which they're kind of transitioning half in, half out of right now. But I think there's still, I think he'll come back for one more year.
Yeah. I for some reason, I just feel with these acquisitions, people are saying, well, and you heard Frank say, well,
where's he going to play?
Fit? He didn't have a fit last year. Well, even if he scores 15 to 20 power play goals, I mean, that's a lot. I understand where he's at and what he can offer. Who knows? He might be 280 pounds this summer too.
I just think when you look at the collection of forwards that they've accumulated, the acquisition of Kyrou, Tuck, we talk about Ryan Leonard, obviously Alexi Protas, and then his younger brother Ilya cracked the roster last year. Like, you could have three really good lines when you're talking about Alex Ovechkin still being in the mix here. You got Strome and Dubois down the middle. They kind of pencil Ilya Protas in as the centerman as well. So I think there's a lot of good things happening in Washington, and I actually have a topic for it during in or out today.
Is that
once
right?
Laddie rolls in, which right on cue, the doorbell rang here at Stingray.
All right. Well, let's go to break. When we come back, Ladislav Schmid on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Mr. Rooter buries evidence in the desert.
I didn't mean to do it. I was forced into it. Yeah, forced. But now no one will ever know. You've done well, Mr. Rooter. You did something awful, but you've covered your tracks. It's done. The last transcript that shows I did a semester of Christian school.
Uncover evidence of the proudest plumber, Mr. Rooter.
I've got some good news. If you've been thinking about a heavy-duty truck, the 2026 Ram 2500 Black Express is now at St. Albert Dodge. You've got 20-inch black aluminum wheels, black Mopar side steps, body color, bumpers and grille, and a sport performance hood. Available in all the colors for $68,990. Plus, new this year, Ram's best-in-class 10-year powertrain warranty. Now's the time. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
If you've got a smart speaker, get it to play Sports 1440.
And it doesn't matter when you listen as we roll out the Sports Talk
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Edmonton's home for sports radio is Sports 1440.
Boxing Day is back at the Brick.
Find amazing deals all weekend long, like save $1,000 off a genuine leather reclining sofa. Save up to 40% off select mattresses. Plus, get a 10% instant credit to use towards sleep accessories. And find the lowest prices of the year on select beds, dining tables, and chairs. Don't miss the return of Boxing Day, this Saturday and Sunday, only at The Brick. Exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Three for the Tillerman is an intimate tribute to the music of Cat Stevens, presented in a warm acoustic setting with rich harmonies and timeless songs. Featuring favorites like Wild World, Father and Son, and Morning Has Broken. This show offers a relaxed, close-up concert experience. Don't miss Three for the Tillerman, October 21st at the Horowitz Theater. Tickets available now at horowitzevents.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:35 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you here in Sports 1440 in our studios at West Edmonton Mall. It's Thursday, 9:30ish. Ladislav Schmid into the fray. Good morning, laddie.
Good morning, Kevin. How
you
you
know,
doing?
good. You know, we had our little lunch yesterday at the castle.
How was it?
It was great. Schlemmer had to buy.
Was he crying?
No, because he won in another draft, so he
okay.
had the money to pay. But we had some time off, and he wandered through the mall here, and he went down to the Ice Palace, and he's looking at the kids on the ice. There were some kids playing and practicing because the Brick Invitational's coming up here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it starts. I think it starts on the weekend here.
On the weekend,
Yeah.
okay.
And anyway, he sees a kid on the ice with the name bar, and then he looks at the coach in the corner, Andrzej Kopitar.
Shut up.
Yeah, he's in town, and he's coaching the kids, and he was on the ice yesterday. What do you think of that?
I want to be on the ice with Andrzej.
Whoa, everyone does, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So he retires, now he's coaching here. So that was pretty neat. And Duke chime in.
Was there a lot of people or what?
Well, I don't think
they didn't know.
They didn't know because you're sort of oblivious when you walk by. And who's going to think that Andrzej Kopitar is on the ice at West Edmonton Mall?
Yeah, well, I want to go there now.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of his.
Well, everyone is. So, how was Czech?
It was good.
Quick little trip, though.
Quick little trip. Just a week. Yeah, it was good. I got to see my parents, some good food. Then traveled to the mountains, and we had our little mini camp. Little team builders, kind of throughout the week, and then getting to know the rest of the staff, players, all that. Several meetings.
Yeah. How does when you become officially assistant coach with Sparta Prague, that is official in 3 weeks or whatever, or is that or?
Well, no.
When you start working though,
I'm working from here.
You know what I mean.
July 27th.
Okay.
Yes, that's the first kind of day.
How does your role with the national programs and the kids?
Done.
It's done.
Yeah.
So you just move away from there for.
Yeah. It's.
I thought
I had opportunities, like I mentioned it, with the national team, men's national team. But honestly, even the U18 and U20 was mentioned to me. It's gonna be in Edmonton, and it's tough decision, but I don't think you can do properly two things. And I know in Czech, if one of those things wouldn't be going the way I would want to, or it wouldn't be successful, people would let me know.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I just want to focus solely on one thing, and I decided to be with Sparta. It's my first professional job, and I just want to give my all.
You're going to focus on one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they deserve that. They wouldn't have asked you to do this.
Yeah, they deserve it. The head coach deserves it. The players deserve it. I hope I didn't close the door. Like, I have a decent relationship, I think, with the president of Czech hockey. Like, but he wouldn't leave me alone up until May. He wouldn't leave me alone for like 3 months about coaching with the national team.
Yeah.
It was flattering, but honestly, like, I wouldn't even feel comfortable doing it yet. Like, I don't have the experience. I want to build my resume, build the experience step by step. I don't want to skip several steps and then have to go back and like relearn. I want to go step by step. I was U20, U18, all that stuff. Now it's pro level. If the opportunity presents itself afterwards down the road, it was, hopefully it will.
You have to focus on
exactly
one task
right now.
It reminds me, years and years ago, I had a buddy that was in the financial industry, and I was still broadcasting. I said, maybe I could work because he said, you should work here. And I said, take your courses. And I said, could I do it like part-time? And he looks at me, he goes, well, people, when you handle their money, probably would like you to be full-time.
Probably, yes.
So
makes sense, man. Yeah, like I just don't want to be distracted with other stuff. I just want to solely focus. And the other thing is, I'm gonna have family there, and having like 2 jobs, I wouldn't have time for them. Like, that's a big part. Like the boys are coming with me. The older one won't have his biological mother there. I need to be there for him.
Yeah. Quick little trade that happened in the NHL. It's a minor one, but when you think about who the player is going to, so Garnet Hathaway from Philadelphia to Florida. So you see more.
I know Hats a little bit. Like,
yeah,
he was in Calgary when I was there.
Yeah. So 6th round pick with Hathaway. The Flyers get a 5th and a 4th. So the currency's not big, but you know what kind of player he is. So that's what they're trying to assemble. They don't want to be. They want to bully everyone around in the division.
It is what it is. That it's their identity, their DNA. I think the league is aware of it. I'm. It's awesome to see that the team is sticking with it. Brady Tkachuk of the Hathaway. Obviously, they have a big decision to make, decision. I mean, it doesn't seem like Bob's going to resign. I don't know. It still might happen, right? Zito said it. Like, the door is not closed until it's closed. But there's other options, with other goalies. And let's be honest, like, a lot of people want to play in Florida. Weather, no state tax, all makes sense. And the team is loaded. So far, credit to Zito. He has been able to do this without sacrificing any roster players, really. Like, everybody talks about Lundell. They obviously love him. They don't want to get rid of him unless it's absolutely necessary, which might happen with the goalie situation.
You think they're just playing like chicken with Bobrovsky? Do they want him back? Or are they saying, we'll have you back, but not at what you want?
Exactly. I think that's what they're waiting for. Like what is Bob looking for? Like, I was just like thinking, like, he's 38.
They've got $5.8 million in cap space. I don't know what
I would give him 2 years at 5.
I think he wants upwards of that.
Well, I think so too. But why? He's made so much money.
And he's 37 now, so he'll be a 38-year-old goaltender.
Yeah, 38. He's going to be like I would give him 2 years, $10 million, and no state tax. So you're automatically making more money, and you have a chance to win another Stanley Cup. Like, he is already Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
If you were Florida, would you say, okay, we're assembling this team, but we're unsure. See you later, Bob. Go do whatever you want. But in the next few days, we say, Danil Tarasov, you are our guy. How much do you know about him as a goalie? Can he be a 40 game guy?
I honestly don't know him much,
because he's a UFA too. So they have no goaltender signed.
Like, I think that's a huge risk. Like, you need
a lot of people think Tarasov's a fit here in Edmonton.
Oh man, like it depends how Oilers are going to be playing next year.
Yeah,
like Florida can be pretty structured, right? Like deep, disciplined. They are very like they're going to be healthy. They have a loaded offense, loaded defense. They can play structured hockey, so might be a little bit easier for a goaltender at times. But we're not talking about Florida Panthers just cruising, like going through the season. Like, they want to win a Stanley Cup. They're loading up. They didn't bring Brady Tkachuk just to, exit in the second round. We're talking like you need legitimate goalie, and I'm nothing against the other guy, Tarasov.
Yeah.
Nothing against him.
I get you,
but like you need like guy number one that you trust for the Stanley Cup push. That's my belief. I don't think they can risk it. Like, you did all the other stuff, you still need a number one goaltender.
I get you.
That's proven.
Hey, and it's the same problem here. It's the same problem here.
Like, everybody talks about the coaching and like Darnell Nurse being traded, when it's going to happen, all this stuff. The one major thing I haven't heard really that much about is goaltending.
Zero.
That should be number one priority. Like, now you have your coach. Number one for me is a goaltending. But like, I know it's not going to be easy to get it, but I hope Oilers are super aggressive. Like, I am hearing, we need a top 6 forward. No. Like, first, yeah, maybe, but that would be on my depth chart. That's way down.
This is number one priority right now.
And it's been for years.
They've been chasing goaltending.
Like, they're hoping. No. Like, you need legit number one. And if that fails, you did everything you could.
Do you think Tristan Jarry can get back to the form that he was in Pittsburgh in the middle of his career? Not, at the start, you're trying to find your way as a goalie. So probably, let's say 5 years ago when he was a good goalie. But he goes from 5 years ago when he's, let's just, his goals against average 5 years ago coming up was 2.42. Excellent.
Yeah.
Then it's dropped off all the time until he got to the point he was placed on waivers in Pittsburgh.
So there you go. Like, I nothing against him. I wish him the best. I hope he can kind of restart the career. Unfortunately, I feel like it's not going to happen here. Like, we already got the big sample, pretty big sample from last year. The people are not on his side. You know how hard is it already here for goaltenders. I just don't think it's the right fit. I hope I'm wrong if he has to stay and kind of restart it.
So there's even the dynamic, and we're going to get to the dynamic between now coach and player. Because coach and players, and did you have a look at what Connor McDavid said yesterday?
It's great read, but it's great. It's in June. It's great to read about it. Is it going to happen?
What happens when things go south?
So I had a problem with the hiring of my backup. I hope it's not going to backfire, because still people are like, oh my God, I'm quitting on this team because my backup. Come on. If you're a fan, you're a fan. I love Oilers. I probably said something stupid like that at home too, but like I'm Oilers fan, huge one. So I will support them. There's got to be a big difference if they start 5-0 or 0-5. Then the extra backfire got to be huge, and it's got a lot of pressure, and it's going to be even worse because all these general managers out there going to be like, we told you so, that he's not working. So it's going to be an extra distraction, but you're going to have to give him more than 5 games, obviously. But I hope it works. the read what Connor said, that's great. But again, what's going to happen if things are not going right? And like I like the part where Mike Babcock distributes the ice time more evenly. We talked about it a lot, that it should be like that. But if the top players are all of a sudden not producing, they're gonna be like, well, I need a little bit more minutes. Some like there's a human nature. That's just what it is. They're ultra competitive guys. They don't care about the points, sure, to this certain point.
If the score's 1-1, what do you have a better chance of doing and scoring with who's out on the ice?
Right? Like it's easier said than done.
Are you going to go, oh, well, no, they're at 21 minutes. No, that's it.
Yeah, but and the other part that I didn't understand really was when Connor was talking about that he's going to hold them accountable. Mike Babcock doesn't have a history of holding the top superstars accountable. He didn't have to. It was usually the deaf people that they were getting, you know, he was hard on.
Yeah.
So like when Connor was saying, well, I hope he's going to sit me down and like show me these, I don't think that's in the past. That's what was happening. And I know people who played for Mike Babcock. So I know it firsthand that it was a bit different for top players and a huge difference for the bottom players.
So the one comment that I want to bring up, being a former player, and we've known each other a long time, and we've talked about your career. We talked about a lot of stuff. I can vehemently say no one pushed Ladislav Schmid harder than Ladislav Schmid.
Yeah.
Now the comment, I'm excited about the challenge to be pushed by a coach because it's been a really long time in Edmonton. To me, I didn't like that. I'm like, okay, well, so you're saying that you weren't pushed by who? Chris Knobloch, Jay Woodcroft, Tippett, all these guys. When was the last time? It's been a long time being pushed.
But like pushed. Like exactly. Like I think Connor and Leon, they push themselves.
I think they do too.
Like that does not make sense either. Kind of thing, right? Like because let's be honest. When Connor doesn't like something or he knows when to turn it up to the next level. And I know sometimes it's unsustainable for a long period of time, but like he then goes on a forecheck, finishes check. Like I feel like he can push himself pretty good. Like he doesn't need anybody to tell him, like, hey, you need to work harder. Like I see it. The thing that they need to do is hold them accountable on the team defense. Again, we are talking about the team defense. They have to buy into it. And I don't know how Mike Babcock can go about it. That's where the accountability comes in, that he's going to have to hold them accountable to play a team defense and not sacrifice the team defense to produce points. So there's going to be a fine balance. There's going to be a really fine balance. I'm intrigued how Mike Babcock can approach it because others tried and they have failed. Like we talked about that, it goes all the way to like Todd McLennan comments that this team doesn't buy into team defense.
You know Rob Brown, obviously, great guy. He has still one of the best lines ever from when he played in Kamloops with Ken Hitchcock. And Hitch said to him, Brownie, when you have the puck, you can. I can't tell you what to do. You have more creativity than any guy I've ever watched play junior. You can score. You can see the ice. Who am I to tell you what to do? But when you don't have the puck, you have to do exactly what I say. So if there can be that relationship.
But they have to respect it, right? But I like Connor what he said. Like we've tried a lot of different things. Maybe it's time to. But for me, that would be the thing.
When you talk, but you heard Babcock say too about ice allotment, and Connor. Everyone said, well, the other players are going to play more. We're going to play less. We all know that. So what happens? So does that mean Connor and Leon are in the same line? Because if Connor and Leon are not on the same line and they center lines 1 and 2, let's look. That's 40 minutes right there. So now how are you divvying up lines 3 and 4? That's so it doesn't. The math doesn't add, is what I'm saying.
Like
So
what like during the regular season, the playoffs might be a little bit different. But during the season, what like the top players play 18 minutes. That's what it is. Like I don't see why the top guys need to kill penalties. Like bring guys who can kill penalties to the third and fourth line, maybe one out of the top 6. That's it. There's the extra minutes you can give the depth.
Well, Connor's
guys.
not going to kill penalties at all anymore.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah,
Like,
unless
it's why.
Yeah, DJ. The one line that DJ Smith said, "Well, if we take 3 penalties in a row,
yeah, maybe
you're gonna," because he says he's not going to sit on the bench for 6-7 minutes straight.
That's fine. That's fine. That's the game management. That's I'm okay with that. But for most part, same with like Evan Bouchard. Yeah, maybe once in a while, but keep him fresh.
Wow,
Maybe
like, I
and
don't know.
distribute the minutes around. Like you can play with it a little bit. Again, it's nice that they're talking about it.
What
but
do you
we'll
think?
see.
What do you think now, laddie? Because with Darnell Nurse, like he's going to get traded, we would assume.
Huge hole. Like people can say whatever they want. There is no plan B right now. So, like you have Murphy, you have Eggholm, you have Bouchard. That's your top 3.
And then Wallman is
Wallman.
See, they're putting all their eggs in the basket here to say Wallman is you're going to be our second pairing left defenseman. And to be honest with you, if Ekholm is not playing at the level that he needs to be, you're up with Evan Bouchard on the top pairing.
Okay. Nothing against Jake Wallman, but he's not proven. I don't think he's a proven top 4 defenseman.
Yeah. Well,
I honestly, I hope not. He's capable. If he is healthy, he's capable of being top 4. But he's not proven to be top 4 here yet. So you're taking a big risk again. When Nurse is leaving, it doesn't matter how he played last year. He's still he ate like 21, almost 21 minutes on tough matchups. Sure, he makes some mistakes. It is a still big hole. Still big hole. So you need to bring a still really good defenseman back. Brett Kulak.
I don't know if they can afford that.
But they probably can afford it. They should have never let him go in the first place. Then we wouldn't be talking about this. I think we would be in much better shape even if Nursey leaves. And honestly, I couldn't be happier for Darnell Nurse.
Yeah.
Couldn't be happier for him. I said it all along. A human being can only take so much. I still think he's a good player. Yeah, when he makes a mistake, it's a glaring mistake, and that's what people see. But I think he did a lot of good things during his time here. A lot of good things that people don't give him credit for. Unfortunate. We know people take 1 or 2 players usually. It's a goalie here. It's Nurse. Even if the weather sucks, it's his fault. Whatever. But I think it's going to be a big hole if they won't bring anybody back.
Ladislav Schmid with us. At the top of the hour, we'll check in with Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand. High-quality promotional products for businesses, sports teams, corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with a Z. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Week 4 in the CFL kicking off tonight with the green and gold in Winnipeg against the Bombers. Edmonton coming in with a 2-0 start for the first time since 2019. Kickoff at 6:30 in the Peg. NBA blockbuster trade, another one coming down the wire this morning as LaMelo Ball has been traded from the Charlotte Hornets to Minnesota, along with Josh Green in exchange for Naz Reid, a first-round pick in 2023, 3 first-round pick swaps in 2028, 29, and 2030, and 3 second-round picks from 2029 to 2033. NHL offseason small trade to report on as the Panthers have acquired Garnet Hathaway and a 6th-rounder from the Philadelphia Flyers in exchange for 4th and 5th-round picks. Hathaway entering the final year of a deal that will pay him $2.4 million. The Flyers holding back half of that AAV in the trade. World Cup action today, another full slate as group stage comes to a conclusion. Curacao and the Ivory Coast go at it at 2 o'clock, as do Ecuador and Germany at 5. Sweden plays Japan, and Tunisia goes up against the Netherlands. In the nightcap games, United States hosting Turkey in Los Angeles, and Australia goes up against Paraguay. In the majors today, lighter slate with several teams in transit. The Blue Jays open a set at home against the Texas Rangers. Kevin Gausman on the hill for Toronto. Mackenzie Gore countering for Texas. First pitch coming just after 5 o'clock. You can catch that right here on Sports 1440. Join in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News, and we'll check in with the new edition of In or Out. I'm Brendan Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant in the Silent Ice Center, just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails in a stylish, modern atmosphere. Perfect for a casual meal or a special night out. Summit offers a refined experience where every bite and sip reflects our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Make Summit Restaurant your destination tonight.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This deal's only good till 6 o'clock tonight. We need your credit card to hold the color. Hold the color. Summer package. Winter package, and the ever-famous re-PDI fee. I gotta pay you to rebuild the car? Does this sound familiar? At Northgate, we do things differently. We offer 0% financing, a great selection of new, pre-owned vehicles. So if you'd like to do business a different way, stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
To the person who muted the work chat before their boss sent out the "Have a great long weekend" message, hi, your Safeway PA announcer here. Your secret's safe with us. Let's kick the weekend into high gear with fresh quality burgers, kebabs, sausages, and steaks. Everything your tongs have been waiting for all week. So leave the conversation on red and enjoy every single day off at the grill. For quality meat, visit a Safeway near you.
Wendy's 99-cent Frosty is back, and Frosty farmers couldn't be happier. Made with Canadian dairy, they grow up cool, creamy, and mighty thick. It's farm to Frosty. Get a small 99-cent Frosty until August 2nd at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 10:01 in Edmonton. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And at Fountain Tire, we take care of your vehicle and your vehicle only. Your focus is to enjoy the summer driving. It's worry-free. Book your appointment at fountaintire.com today as we welcome back Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News. Good morning, Ryan. You're with Kevin Karius and Ladislav Schmid. Thanks, as always, for jumping on Sports 1440, big guy. Really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Are you jacked for the draft tomorrow? Do you think it's going to play out with the Leafs taking McKenna at number 1 like everyone thinks, Ryan?
I do. I'm kind of at 95% because there is that 5% where, John Shanke is the new GM. Is there a wild card factor there where he's going to shock us all? But I kind of feel like this is one of those things, like, don't think about it too hard. Gavin McKenna has the most offensive upside. He's a winger. Austin Matthews is a center and a goal scorer. It feels like a great fit. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah, but as we said, though, they pulled Jim Hiller kind of out of thin air. Is there a chance they do the same?
There certainly is a chance. I mean, if you look at Ivar Stenberg, he's also an incredible prospect, and he's a more well-rounded player at this point. He did things over in Sweden this year that we really haven't seen since the Sedin twins. So, I mean, there is that voice in the back of my head that says, there isn't really a wrong answer. I just feel like McKenna has the highest offensive ceiling. And what if he's the next Artemi Panarin? What if he's the next Patrick Kane? Like, how do you pass on that player? And again, that's the drama that we have heading into Buffalo.
Yeah, Vladdy?
Yeah, I see your point of view. I said the same thing. McKenna, the highest ceiling out of this draft class. For me, like, I'm more with Stenberg because he can give you something that McKenna will never, in my opinion. And that's, if the things are not going well for you offensively, he can offer something else. He can play the other side of the puck. He can get hard on the forecheck. I don't think Gavin McKenna can do that. But, like, again, I don't think Toronto Maple Leafs can pass on McKenna. Like, that's just, you probably have to go with the most talented, most skilled guy, because you're hoping that he's gonna give you that 100+ points, hopefully. We'll see. It's a lottery, right? Like, these guys are 18 years old. You don't know how they gonna do at the higher level. I think these two guys should have, I don't want to say immediate impact, but pretty big impact right away.
How do you think it unfolds at 3 then, Ryan?
Well, I honestly, like, 2 is also a pivot point, because as good as Stenberg is, if you're San Jose, do you say to yourself, well, we have a ton of great forwards already. We need more D. You've got a kid like Chase Reed who has a ton of offensive upside himself, and he's also very good defensively. So if Stenberg does go number 2 to San Jose, then I think with Vancouver, they've got a great choice of what I've been calling sort of the big 5 on defense, led by Chase Reed. But then you also have Keaton Verhoff, who had 20 points as a freshman, as a 17-year-old in the NCAA. That's not easy to do as a defenseman. You have Carson Karls, who basically has no flaws to his game. You have Albert Smits, who played in the Olympics for Latvia. And look, I was there. He looked pretty poised for a teenager who was going up against NHL stars. So, you've got great choices there. I feel like Chase Reed, again, sort of has the most upside. He's great offensively, he's great defensively as well. But again, if you're the Canucks, you got to think, like, who's our guy? Daxon Rudolph would be the 5th one there too. Ton of offensive upside from the blue line. So again, it's a very exciting draft class for me, because I don't think you can necessarily go wrong with a lot of these high picks, and it'll be very interesting to see which players these particular teams prefer.
Question here. I read some articles about San Jose. They were getting apparently a lot of phone calls about maybe trading their number 2 pick. Do you think that's the possibility that Mike Grier is looking at right now? Like, when I look at San Jose right now, I think defenseman would make more sense. But if you stay at number 2, you're probably taking the best player next available. So that would be Stenberg. But
would they even package something? You think 2 and 9 at all?
Well, again, Mike Grier is going to be super fascinating to watch on this first day. And usually I don't believe anything that's said in the week going up to the draft, because everybody's trying to put stories out there and throw people off and try to get an advantage. And I understand that. But having said that, based on San Jose's situation, as you were just saying, even that number 2 pick, like, what if you could get Zach Werenski from Columbus for your back end? Add Zach Werenski to a lineup that has Macklin Celebrini and, Will Smith and all those good young players.
Yes,
if you're
please.
San Jose right now, you're at a pivot point, right, where you came close to the playoffs, but you obviously need more help on the blue line. What if that number 2 pick could get you a Norris Trophy winner? I'm not saying it's 1-for-1 or anything like that. Maybe it's it's an expanded deal, but I actually do believe that San Jose has a very interesting, situation here with 2 and 9. They traded 9 already. But with 2, they do have this chance to really make an impact on their franchise in a number of different ways, whether it's Stenberg, whether it's Chase Reed, or whether it is dealing that pick for something else.
Yeah.
What do you like? And Laddie can pony off this about the defensemen. We've had so many comments, and you said about these 5. And I'll be honest with you, David Schlemko is our Wednesday co-host, as you probably know, Ryan. He thinks Daxon Rudolph is going to be the best out of all of them.
Well, what's interesting is, in all my talks with scouts, like I said before, every NHL team sort of has their list and their favorites. At least one team had Daxon Rudolph as their number 1 defenseman on their list. So this is what I'm saying. Like this big 5, it's so interesting how, they all have slightly different skill sets, but, for the most part, they all have size. They all have varying degrees of offensive upside. Daxon Rudolph, we saw what he did in the WHL playoffs this year. It was incredible. He's certainly coming in hot. And again, like if he was one of the first defensemen taken, I would not be shocked, and I would not be against that.
Yeah. Laddie, you've seen these guys. And what about Smiths, too? You probably...
Yeah, they're all like this. This is one of the strongest groups of defensemen that could be they all could be drafted in first 10, top 10. Like, let's be honest here. They're really good. I watched Verhoff at the U18 at the tournament. I didn't like him as much as I liked him at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Honestly, for whatever reason, I don't think he had a great tournament, but it can be just those 2 weeks. Big fan of Carols and Rudolph. Yeah. Big fan. I don't know Chase Reed as much, but those 2 guys, Rudolph and Carols, big fan of those guys. Like I think Rudolph just proved everybody in the playoffs that's when it matters the most. He can step it up and he can take his game to the higher level. So that's very intriguing for the teams in the NHL.
Yeah, that group's amazing, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah.
That group of 5.
It really is, and again, what's really sort of kind of fun is with the exception of Smiths, who I believe, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Smiths went straight to the NHL next year. Like, I think he has that capability. I think he has maybe the lowest offensive ceiling of the group, but I think he might be the most ready. The other 4 are all going to be in the NCAA. Verhoff was obviously already there this season. Carols is joining him at North Dakota. They could be a pairing. I actually just had a blog come out on that where they talked about the sort of playing together and how fun that would be, and they've already played together at the World Juniors. But with Rudolph going to Denver, obviously that's one of the marquee programs in the NCAA. Chase Reed's going to Michigan State. The Spartans are going to be loaded next year. They have so many commitments. They'll be coming just from this first round of the draft alone. Guys like Ethan Belchetz and Brooks Rogowski. So Chase Reed's going to be in a great situation as well. It's just going to be so much fun to see how these kids develop next year. And yeah, I would agree on Verhoff. He probably has the most to develop right now, but that's why he went to North Dakota. And they worked with him on just his defensive awareness this season. He'll continue to improve on that next year. So with him, I think it's a matter of, again, the upside of being 6'4", of being able to produce offense from the back end. And, his job now is to fill in those gaps that he has in his game.
Yeah. Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News with us, Kevin Karius and Ladislav Schmid. Hey, what have you made about the last few days in the trade world? We've had some doozies. It's way better than trade deadline, Ryan.
Yeah.
Is there a team, if you were to rank and say do grades, is there a team that you have top of scale for you?
I mean, it's hard not to put the Florida Panthers at the top, right? I mean, that's kind of the obvious answer in getting Brady Tkachuk. But I will say, I do like what Washington's been up to. You know, like adding Jordan Kyrou, and then of course the sign and trade for Alex Tuck. Like this is a Caps team that, I at least for me, overachieved this year. I thought they were going to be kind of dead in the water, and they obviously had some fight to them. We still don't know if Alex Ovechkin's coming back or not, but at least now they say, well, you know what? If we get Ovi back for one more season, it's a tremendous bonus. If not, our top 6, even our top 9 for that matter, is looking pretty hot right now, especially when you think about Ryan Leonard already has, a full season under his belt. I'm a big Ryan Leonard fan.
Me
You
too.
got the Protas brothers. I mean, the Protas brothers are humongous individuals, and they're still on the rise. So Washington, they're going to be kind of fun.
Like seeing the Alex Tuck deal. Is it reported 8 years at 10.5?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a little bit overpay and long term? How old is he now?
30.
What do you think? Do you think it can age poorly, or I know you have to pay the players these days and you have to give them term, otherwise, they don't, waive their no trade clauses and all this stuff. But 10.5 for Alex Tuck, do you think it's a little steep?
It is, and you're right. I mean, that's the market now. The only thing is, like, with the cap going up, like 10.5, starting next season, it's really more like 8 or 9 in the olden days, of a few years ago. So you do have to kind of calibrate the salaries.
Yeah.
But you're totally right. Like, for somebody that's 30, the end of this deal might be bad, but you're paying him for right now. Like, you want
3-4
the Alex
years,
Tuck right now. And if you're Washington, you're in this sort of interesting transition period, where, the old guys are either out or, like almost retiring, but you do have this nice young core. So Alex Tuck is like age-wise and experience-wise, he's kind of a nice stopgap in that sense. And, if I'm going to have some sort of fun with this, if it's looking bad in 4 or 5 years, you send him to, Atlanta or Austin / Houston, whoever the expansion team happens to be, at the time. You deal with that later if you're Washington. You hope now you're getting like at least one more run with this sort of mixed crew in the playoffs.
Yeah, like I said, bit steep price, but I like watching Alex Tuck. I watch him live or on TV. I like him. He can produce. He's a tank. He's a big body. It's not even the average salary. It's the term that he's gonna be 38. But like you banged on it. That's just the market now.
Yeah. Hey Ryan, thanks so much for this. Really appreciate your time and all the hits that you've done. Enjoy the draft. Free agencies on Monday, and then we can cool down a little bit. As always, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Ryan Kennedy from the Hockey News and our Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. Book your appointment at fountaintire.com today. Laddie says, speaking of Alex Tuck, he's watching it on the wheel in here.
He's a good player.
Sure,
like
33 goals. He's a 35
player.
goal a year guy. Another guy they got on the right side in Washington. So if you think about who they have right now, and Tuck will be
number one.
Without what do you mean about Ovi? Well, Ovi's
I know, but
well, okay.
But we'll see. But yeah, Alex Tuck should be your number one.
Okay, but so you got Kyrou there now too. Who
I like Tuck better than Kyrou, to be honest.
Yes, I do too.
If I'm told.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what would you do if you were the Oilers and you could get Tom Wilson?
Oh.
How much would you give up?
That's a game changer.
How much would you
they
give
got
up?
nothing to give unless you.
I know. You got to give up a lot.
You draft picks, roster player.
They don't have all of that.
No, they don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you're gonna start shopping Nuge or somebody like that, or Zach Hyman?
I don't have an answer for you.
Because
what I'm
then
saying
you would
is-
have to shop like Zach Hyman or somebody like that, or Tom Wilson. Because Tom Wilson is your what, top 6, probably top line.
Yeah.
Top
He's got
line.
he's got a modified no trade 14 team list. He's got 5 years left at 6.54.
Oh, that's
a great
That's a
contract.
bargain.
Yeah.
My God, that's a bargain. Yeah, like obviously you don't want to play against him. You want to have him on your team. Big fan of his game. Some of his hits, obviously,
but
not fan of that.
He's pulled back a bit on that.
Pulled back, but like he's a hell of a player, man. Like
his stats.
Everybody's looking like it was Milan Lucic, right? In his prime. Everybody was looking for the next Milan Lucic. Finally, Tom Wilson arrives. It's gonna take some years, and then it's gonna be looking for a next Tom Wilson. These guys are very rare to find.
His stats are from last year. His stats last year.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Huh?
Basically the same as Alex Tuck. There you go.
And he gives you something else.
Yes.
Like
fear.
Like people fear him. And
but maybe
and so he can pull back. You know
but
why?
If you're Tom Wilson, you go, all right, so what's my role here now? Maybe he's gone.
Well, Alex Ovechkin might be gone. John Carlson is gone. All that, that old boys club is kind of gone.
Yeah.
So like what's keeping him there? Unless he's gotta be the next captain. He would be probably the next. Like who else? Who would you give it to?
I don't know.
I would give it to him probably.
Yeah,
He was wearing an A already.
When we come back, we're gonna go in or out with Ladislav.
Oh, what do we have today, Dukey Duke?
That's coming up on the Kevin Karius program with the Duke of Delburne. Josh Fedwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Mr. Rooter buries evidence in the desert.
I didn't mean to do it. I was forced into it. Yeah, forced. But now, no one will ever know. You've done well, Mr. Rooter. You did something awful, but you've covered your tracks. It's done. The last transcript that shows I did a semester of electrician school.
Uncover evidence of the proudest plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Say hello to your new favorite drinks. Introducing new McCafe Refreshers. Icy cool, undeniably refreshing, and available in 3 flavors. Strawberry watermelon, mango pineapple, and blackberry passion fruit. Only at McDonald's.
You may get up early, but more than likely, the team at GS Construction have already gotten up before you, grabbed a coffee, headed to the site, and started their day. So while Edmonton wakes up, GS crews are already underground, quietly keeping things moving, upgrading, and laying the new underground infrastructure for our growing city. If you're the kind of person who goes to sleep with their steel-toed boots on, GS Construction wants to hear from you. We're looking for a maintenance foreman as well as a building and yard attendant. Visit gsconstruction.ca for more.
Guys, there never seems to be enough time in the day, but you need to make time for this. Ken Franchek here. If you're 40 or over, a quick PSA blood test is crucial for early prostate cancer detection. The Prostate Cancer Center's Man Van is a mobile health clinic driving change for men's health. A few minutes could save your life. To get the Man Van out to your business or event, book today at getcheck.ca.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Showman for the game live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Area, Adjusted, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the 2 best names in the boots business.
We just dropped a massive payload at NISQ 4. It's time to unload some deals at the Truckload of Savings event. If you've been waiting to upgrade, we've backed up the savings with unbeatable offers on our toughest Ford. Right now, haul away exactly what you need and take advantage of massive price drops across our entire lineup, including the legendary Ford F-150 for the job site or the weekend getaway. Shop the Truckload of Savings at niskuford.ca. Nisku Ford, above expectations.
Do you have the time to live?
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 1023 in Edmonton. Kevin Carey, Sladislav Schmid with you. Hey, just before we get to in or out, I had to mention one thing with the Duke, because I've been ragging on Vladimir Guerrero for quite a while here, Duke, because I got him in the draft, and he's sort of costing me my draft. I don't know if you've noticed the series that Dansby Swanson has been having for the Chicago Cubs against the New York Mets. Now, they have one more game in this series. If Dansby Swanson gets one more RBI in this series with the Mets, so he plays for Chicago, he'll have half of the runs batted in that Vladimir Guerrero has
in the whole year.
For the whole year.
That's tough.
That's a tough series.
You're just like putting salt in your wound.
Do they count as RBIs when the other team is making 6 errors in one game?
They all count. Got 15 so far.
Are they going to make a playoffs?
Anybody that didn't catch
The
that,
Jays,
the Jays are going to be in tough. They need to have a good second half. But yeah, that game, I can't even. There was a doubleheader yesterday.
Yeah, 6 errors.
One of them, they made 6 errors.
The Mets stink
in the game.
Poor Kevin. He's always under pressure. Like NFL season, he's always under pressure.
Defending champion last year.
Father-in-law won. No, I thought.
Oh no! That is nothing.
Oh, there's nothing. It's like
I let him win.
Oh my God! I hope he's
He
listening
sits
to
in the
this.
chair. He does nothing. He
You were
nothing to look
you were
forward to.
distressed when you talked about it. You like he was chirping you and you took it hard. Now baseball chirping Guerrero.
Yeah. Well, I
is he your
yes,
the
he's
number
my
one?
number one guy. I wish nothing but the best for Vladimir.
Of course you do.
Time now for In or Out, brought to you by Pro Solutions. If you need fast AC service, Pro Solutions offers expert repairs, tune-ups, installs with flexible financing. Book your appointment now at prosolutionsinc.ca. You tell me, laddie, you bang 500 guys.
I think I may have found a way for us to get Bonds and Griffey, and we wouldn't have to give up that much.
What is it?
Lay it on the line.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I'd like to just slip into this guy's body and, mess around here.
Shower after this one.
Well, the Duke's putting some special stuff in. This will be our last In or Out.
You banged 500 guys.
No, I said
did.
to you.
Yeah, I know.
Laddie,
You banged 500 guys.
Well, because I was
I
saying
know.
that you used to hit a lot.
Wow.
And then so Laddie, we had Struddy on just before you came in, and towards the end of it, Kevin said, "Hey, Struddy, I want to play you a couple of these clips that we've accumulated of Kevin essentially doing his best Strudwick impersonation, saying these things that come out entirely the wrong way of what they're intended." Meanwhile, in the first thing Struddy said in the show today, he's like, "I've been thinking about ways to pound you all day." That's what he said to Kevin.
Yeah, that's what Struddy
Wow.
said. Yeah.
Some sexual frustration from the Strudwick's house, eh?
he just-
Shauna, do your job. Come on.
Struddy just can't help himself. He has to. Every hit he's on the radio, he has to say something
Shauna,
where
do
you
your
wonder
job.
what the hell's going on.
Well, yeah, like I think Shauna is dropping the ball right now, or maybe Struddy. I don't know. I don't know the dynamic. I think she wears the pants.
Without doubt.
Without doubt. Yeah, not even close. She's awesome.
All right, Duke, let her buck.
Conversations around the Oilers always seem to re-aggregate back to one spot. We've returned our attention to the teams goaltending. And there's a few different routes the team can go. Obviously, Tristan Jarry is under contract. Connor Ingram pending UFA in a matter of a week's time. And then a couple guys in the minors. In the scenario that Tristan Jarry remains with the team, which frankly I think is a little bit of an inevitability at this point, the highest AAV that Edmonton should be willing to spend on a second goalie, and whether this comes via trade, probably not free agency, I would think, but I'm willing to go as high as $6 million.
So, Laddie, you go first because you were kind of raising an eyebrow when you looked
Yeah,
at this.
it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to have $11 million between two goals. But you had a good point. Sometimes you pay $10 million to one guy, but that guy is usually super proven.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we getting here? Are we talking Gustafsson? That would be the guy, or you said Binnington. Sure, but Binnington's numbers lately not great. I don't know. I would probably rather have $9-10 million guy, the guy, than two guys that you not sure what you're gonna get from, unless you have Gustafsson. I'm a big fan of it.
Everyone wants Gustafsson.
Everyone,
he's
but
the number one guy on the wish list.
That's for what, another 10 teams though, in the NHL, and they can probably, they have some capital to offer back. I sure, but because I don't think you can move Jarry right now.
No, that's what I mean.
That's
like,
so so you have to play with that 6. What about 6.5, 7, 6.5? There's a lot of guys who will make 6.5 now.
So here's just a list of goalies that let's start at the 6, and this is this past year that had an cap hit of $6.5 million, and then we'll kind of work our way down to, let's call it $5 million. Lucas Dostal, John Gibson, Aiden Hill, Jacob Markstrom, Jordan Binnington, Philip Grubauer, Logan Thompson, Elvis Merzlikins, Tristan Jarry, Mackenzie Blackwood, Darcy Kemper, Thatcher Demko, and Joey Decord. And then that's the bottom end, $5 million AAV up to a 6.5.
There's some interesting names in that group. 100%.
There's rumors that Markstrom is available.
I was gonna say Markstrom,
and it's the final year.
How was his season though last year? Not great.
Well, the Devils weren't very good.
I know. I would take a chance on Markstrom. That would be probably my trio of guys: Gustafsson, Binnington, Markstrom.
Would you take a chance
on
Frederik Andersen?
Yes, I would. Is he available?
Yeah, he's UFA.
But
and he'll come a lot cheaper. But we know Anderson is coming off of the worst statistical regular season of his career. Health is always a factor with him, ability to stay in the lineup.
That's the thing.
But then you counter that with Kate. Well, he just won a Stanley Cup and he recorded 13 of the 16 wins and then didn't play in the final. Yes, he wasn't playing well, but he was also hurt, which has been a common theme in the playoffs in his tenure in Carolina.
Still a winner.
You kind of have to, you're weighing these two sides of a potential scale.
Tough. But he might be the easiest guy to get.
I think he would be among the easiest.
The easiest if you can pay him. But some other teams might overpay. There's some desperate teams too, like not just the Oilers. But there's options. It's the top of the list in my books. Goalie. We all talk about coaches. Top 6 forwards. We talk about it. Defenseman.
Jack Campbell's 262 here.
Yeah, his buyout, that's what it counts against the cap this year. So
1.5.
It's a good. Walter texted that in and said it is. Listen, if you're factoring the cost of all goaltending, then that has to be considered.
You're gonna have to buy the bullet.
It's a good point.
Sorry, but you have to have a goalie. You have to have a goalie that can make a difference. And we don't know the Oilers if they're gonna buy into the team defense. You need a good goalie, that can make timely saves. Oilers, when they give up a chance, it's a 5-star chance.
Yeah,
you know that. So you need that guy. You don't need a guy that's gonna make a regular saves. You need a guy who can pull out that timely save. A lot of struggles in the slot area last year. So that's where all the goals come from. Yeah, tough one, but good point with Anderson. Good point. Healthy Anderson, he's a good goalie. He's a goalie probably the easiest to get through the free agency.
Another big name was on the move yesterday as the Capitals keep themselves busy. They add Alex Tuch to their fold just a day after bringing in Jordan Kyrou from St. Louis. As of today, lots of offseason still to go, lots of shimmying, shaking to be done on rosters across the league. But inside the division, I think the Capitals are poised to be the top team in the Metro next year.
No, how about Duke? It's still Carolina. I mean, they got all the pieces. I mean, they're running back the same team. I think the hunger's there, everything. What is
Duke?
What?
Come on, you watch hockey.
Yeah, and you won't find a bigger Hurricanes guy than me. I've been pumping their tires for several years in a row.
And
so they get the cup. Now, what do we know about playoff runs and their impact on teams into the following season?
I don't know. Oilers went to the finals 2 years in a row. Florida 3 times in a row.
Yeah, but how was the Oilers' regular season? Pedestrian.
I don't.
And the Oilers are a much more pedestrian team than Carolina. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
But even
hey,
the same can be said about the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
And they won back-to-back cups. Like come playoff time,
they were hurt.
I'm still going to be big in on Carolina. Come playoff time next year. But in the regular season, I can see them finishing second in the group.
I'm going to say Carolina.
The Capitals were the first place team last year. They had a bad year. Now they've gotten substantially better.
You have Rod the Bot behind the bench.
Yeah, no,
I gotta let it slip.
I'll give you a second, Duke. I'll give you a second, but not first.
I think it's going to be very tight atop the Metro Division next year because
I can't wait to call in next year.
Yeah, Kevin's
too. I'm gonna send you a letter.
Karius is going to be the new guy on the text line that every morning we're reading. And then
how can we get on it?
I'm going to steal Kevin's line.
83340. Yeah.
Wake up.
I got to get a burner phone.
We'll know for sure.
You won't.
Yeah, because at the end of every message, you'll do the thumbs up with a tomato.
Email bomb him every time. It's like, oh, this show sucks. You don't understand hockey. My God, the ratings went down.
Laddie, you can if you're listening or you just want to message in.
I wouldn't even listen. I just
message. Well, just then email's great, but also, of course, you could go in the YouTube chat. That's another avenue. You don't got to text.
YouTube chat. That's gonna be my thing.
Laddie's gonna be a new YouTube chat troll moving forward with this.
Or you can call me. I can do a hit from Czech.
Oh, we'll look forward to that. With the,
I'm still gonna be doing like a podcast. I'm still gonna be doing podcasts for a Czech, like a NHL podcast thing. So I'm gonna have to pay attention.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to look forward to still having you on as frequently as we can. It's perfect.
Yeah. Hey, you've been doing podcasts from here over in Czech. You might as well get one going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, the NHL drafts a first round. We've already seen the same pick traded twice, another top 5 pick traded. All this, of course, inside the overall top 10 of the first round. Between right now and its conclusion tomorrow, I think we will see one more pick, and maybe it's the same pick for a second or third time traded inside the draft's top 10 spots.
I'm going to go in on this one.
Me too.
Laddie's in too. If you were to pick one here, though, and we've discussed this over the course of the morning, and just because of where they are and what they have, and Frank brought it up too, it's Buffalo. Does Buffalo do something with that 4 overall, or do they keep it and pick one of those D-men?
Well, they lost Byram, right?
Yeah, but they got Louis Crevier, man. That's a good defenseman, Laddie. They got big, 6'8", fights, hits. We had the guy. We had
but Byram is. That's two totally different guys.
Well, we had Chris Mignon, and he went and broke down all of his explosiveness and skating stats on edge stats, and Crevier was way higher than I thought.
Yeah, for me, it's 5'6" though.
Oh, for sure.
5'6", Byram is top 4.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I think Crevier is playing with Owen Power on the second pairing.
I would, if it would be up to me, I would trade Power and I would keep Byram.
Okay.
That's where I stand, but it has been done.
Never mind.
It's been done.
But anyway.
But whatever. I'm still hoping San Jose.
So a 2?
Yeah.
And they got 2 and 9. Maybe they package it up.
I have that feeling like the interview I read with Mike Green, he was very intrigued by he got like 5 offers and he said one of them is good. And when the pressure piles on during the draft day when it's, you have to make that selection, maybe he's going to be able to get even more for that second overall pick. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Kevin. I think Buffalo seems like the primary one to flip that same pick they got from Chicago because, well, they just won the division. They win a playoff round. They want to continue to improve in the immediate. And for that pick, for a team that is that hungry for one of these and probably the first pick of all this group of defensemen, I think you might be able to pry a name that either we're not hearing a ton about, but like a premier player you just gave up Bo Byram to get it. You can get someone of maybe a similar ilk back to improve your roster in the immediate. Plus you have the money freed up that you were maybe trying to set aside for the Alex Tuch extension. So you can fit a big money player in and you have the asset all of a sudden to go and make it happen. The Sabres are definitely the team I'm most intrigued by. And with the Sharks getting the 9th pick, I think it now just becomes they pick Stenberg at 2 and then take one of the defensemen at 9. And it might just be a matter of what defenseman's left. If they like them all enough that they're comfortable with whatever one remains there.
They need number 1 defenseman. You're not going to get him through the trade. You need to draft him.
The Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
if now you're going to get what's left. That doesn't seem like number 1 defenseman.
No, but of those 5 guys, there's 5 defensemen that are all
probably
kind of in this elite pool.
Out of those 5, there's going to be probably only, if you're lucky, 2 that's number 1 defenseman.
But if their in-house scouting department tells them we like this guy the most, we think he's still going to be there at 9. Like maybe it is Daxon Rudolph.
That would be incredible.
I think they're pretty comfortable because there's, as Frank said with us this morning, after Malholtra goes at 3, the next center is going to go somewhere in that 4 to 7 range, and one of the D-men is still going to be there at 9.
Did you see Mike Greer's comments yesterday too?
Like the comments specifically about the offers they're getting?
Offers and then about defensemen.
No, I didn't see that.
I'll tell you, the way he was talking, it almost like he thought he was going to take Daxon Rudolph at 2.
Oh, really?
I mean, just the way it was phrased. And maybe I'm out to lunch here.
Hey, stranger things happen. Yeah. I believe.
But
he also said that you have to draft not what your team needs,
the best player,
and
that's
available.
Before San Jose got Kesselring, and then they get this 9th pick in the Eklund flip. It kind of the Eklund trade works twofold in my eyes because they had an abundance of forwards, in particular wingers. Yeah, and so I was like, they're gonna draft a D-man at 2 because it's what they need the most, and there's good players there. They bring in an extra defenseman. They get the 9th pick to maybe pick another one, and you're down one more winger. So I just can't see them moving away from Stenberg at 2nd overall now.
It would be tough.
All right, Duke.
I'll never know.
On to number 4. Over to the pitch. Canada fell in their group stage finale 2-1 to Switzerland. Yesterday made it close in the second half. A good push to try and get the draw, but no luck doing. Alphonso Davies did not play, despite head coach Jesse Marsh's comments that it was likely he'd come off the bench. And then Marsh circled back after saying that it was a decoy ploy going into the game, which to me just begs the question, to what end does this decoy plan serve?
Well, if he wasn't match ready on a Wednesday, how's he going to be ready on Sunday morning? Because it's noon there, right?
Yeah.
1:00 our time. I don't know. I don't think they've handled this very well, to be honest with you.
Decoy.
I didn't
because we know he's not starting anyway. Yeah. So how much do you think Switzerland in their game planning was really going? Is like, we have to prepare this much and so aggressively for Davies coming off the bench for a completely unknown number of minutes.
He's a defender. Yes, good. Like, he supports offense. It's not like you're dealing with Erling Haaland or
Beast
or Messi.
Yeah,
these you have to be aware of those guys because they're forwards. Right. So you have to cover them. You know their routes. They're like Alphonso Davies is a hell of a player. Like, don't get me wrong, one of the best in this position in the world. But he doesn't usually score tons of goals, and he's more in the back. So these remarks or this decoy makes zero sense to me.
Yeah,
0 sense. I
think
don't
it's
know
all
why.
been handled poorly, to be honest.
And forget about Davies. And we had the question earlier on the text line: is Bayern Munich playing a role in this of him being held back from getting back on the pitch? Set all that aside. I just don't understand what Jesse Marsh is trying to accomplish with this little mind game thing. He's just if he can't play, he can't play.
Yeah, it's And he's had history of like injuries, muscle injuries.
Oh yeah,
he's prone to that. He's still a pretty young guy. Obviously, they're paying him big money in Bayern Munich. I wonder how much say they have. They shouldn't have that much say.
Well, again,
because he's
always,
with the national team.
When it's country over club, guys have played.
Yeah. So this is more Team Canada, I feel like.
I just think it's been handled poorly. And again, if he's a captain in the face of this team, he should be talking to the media. He should be talking to the media.
Well, they will be back at it, as you said, Kevin. Sunday, 1 o'clock Mountain, noon
South Africa?
on the left coast against South Africa for the first time in the elimination stage of the World Cup for Team Canada. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Finally, last show between Karius and the great Laddie Schmid.
Oh, I'm going to
ending
cry.
it, of course, with a food debate. It's been a staple on Thursdays for the past nearly 3 years. Dipping French fries into ice cream.
I'm so out.
It's so wrong on any level.
Come on,
what are you
guys,
doing here, dude?
You guys.
So you go
don't
to
know
Dairy Queen and you would get French fries and dip it in that delicious vanilla creamy soft serve.
In a soft serve, maybe, but more so likely into the Blizzard. But because like the soft serve, it's in,
that's even the worst.
no,
Come on now.
it's
There's stuff in the
and
Blizzard.
same thing if you're at McDonald's into the McFlurry or
Where
Cone.
is he from again?
Delburne.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
It's the perfect blend of the hot saltiness of the fries and then the sweet cold sensation. It's almost having your hot apple pie a la mode.
So it's like chicken and waffles.
Yeah, like the contrast of the flavors and the temperatures.
I still never had that, by the way.
Chicken and waffles.
Yes, I never had that.
Oh, you'll love it.
But I would for sure have that over French fries and ice cream.
I just want the fries the way they are.
Separate.
And maybe a little bit of ketchup.
What is your thought on this?
Remember, Kevin's a psychopath that puts gravy and ketchup on his fries at the same time.
That's the best. Ketchup and gravy on your fries.
It's
just the same thing. You're just missing poutine. Yeah. It's unreal. You got to have the right gravy, though.
We had a whole.
Now it's the right gravy. Come on.
Yeah.
Gravy and ketchup.
Gravy.
That's
It's
mushy.
so
That's
good.
disgusting. And it's like
potatoes.
That's
it's so
no good. No. And
soggy, and then the ketchup.
Yeah. EG just texted in ketchup and gravy on fries is also amazing. It's the way to go. Triple C.
Oh, and well.
What's wrong with you Canadians?
Classic
Come
Kevin,
on, guys.
Classic Kevin, longtime media guy, screening just the messages and only
That's all
read
they
the
are.
ones
David,
that
they're the
support
best.
his. No, EG just texted in right before that. Laddie KK, you two are out to lunch, dipping the fries into the and he uses Wendy's as the example into the Frosty. It's 10 out of 10. We had several other people texting similar.
I think you would get shot on sight in Europe if somebody would see you dipping dipping fries in ice cream. They would just, get rid of this body.
So, okay, Laddie, and you just answer truthfully. Have you ever tried it?
No, I never tried it.
I think you got to try it.
I think my wife is gonna force me now. I don't even think she would
do it when you go to check.
Unless I married wrong.
You can't knock it till you
do
try
it when you go to check.
Oh, dude, like can't. Like even people like I've seen people like putting like I think it was my ex that put tomato juice in a beer, and people are like, the entire restaurant was staring. I'm like, that's when I knew. That's when I knew. Okay,
but
it's not gonna work out.
When you do that, it's called an ugly, Laddie. When you take the beer and you pour the tomato juice down the side very, very slowly, and it settles on the bottom. And then you drink it all at once. You drink
We put peppermint shots in a beer. People Zelena. You drop it in.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Duke. That's In or Out brought to you by Pro Solutions. Check them out at prosolutionsinc.ca. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show. Kevin Karius.
Oh my God, it's gonna be sad. Tarp off for the boys, probably. Just a farewell.
What about you?
Well, I'm gonna be here next week.
Yeah.
You're the one who is giving up and quitting.
We're back right after the break.
Home ice advantage is real at the rink and on your windows. Novo Blinds is Edmonton's own custom manufacturer, trusted by customers around the city. Factory direct pricing with the fastest turnaround around. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
Cattail Crossing Golf and Winter Club.
Fun and friendly with morning rates Monday to Thursday. Just $65 for 18 holes with cart. $55 for seniors. Includes a $5 food voucher for dining at Cattail's Out of Bounds restaurant. There's early bird golf Saturday and Sunday. $50 for 9 holes with cart and snack voucher. 9 and dine Fridays after 4. $130 per pair for 9 holes cart and a $40 Out of Bounds gift card. Plus, Glow Golf every second Friday and bring your dog golfing on Mondays. Visit cattailcrossing.ca.
Canada's men's rugby team at Clark Stadium. July 4th, Canada takes on Spain. July 11th, a doubleheader as Canada battles Portugal and Tonga faces Spain. Build the home field advantage for Team Canada. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440. At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers, and that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
It's finally time to escape your four walls and see where your four wheels can take you. Sherwood Honda helps you head out on the road the way you want to, with the right vehicle, including freedom-seeking SUVs that give you the versatility to drive where, when, and how you want to. It sure would do some good to get out and stretch your horizons, and sure would be easier with Sherwood Honda.
Three for the Tillerman is an intimate tribute to the music of Cat Stevens, presented in a warm acoustic setting with rich harmonies and timeless songs. Featuring favorites like Wild World, Father and Son, and Morning Has Broken. This show offers a relaxed, close-up concert experience. Don't miss Three for the Tillerman, October 21st at the Horowitz Theater. Tickets available now at horowitzevents.ca.
Sports 1440. All sports, all day.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Thanks for listening to Edmonton's sports leader.
Back to the big program, 10:49 in Edmonton, home stretch here. Ladislav Schmid started on this show right from day one. We weren't really sure what we were getting. I wasn't sure.
I was sure.
Yeah,
excellence.
Excellent. Excellence. Yeah. When we started, we weren't really sure about how the show was going to go. And I'll be honest, Laddie, at the very beginning, you were the star, and you still are. I have to say, when we started, and when you brought up your sobriety and how your journey was, that blew me away.
No,
and it blew our listeners away. We had the comments and because this was in week 2 or so, it was right off the bat, if you remember, and we talked about it a lot, and I wasn't sure how to bring it up, address it. And you just said, let's go, let's talk about it. We'll talk about my journey and everything. And here you are over 3 years, right? What are we at?
Over 3 years.
3 years. And to me, it's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks,
of
man.
what you've done with your personal life. And I still say to this day, and I said it 2 years ago,
You're making me emotional.
You will be coaching in the National Hockey League at some point. And I was the first guy to say that. And it probably at the time, Laddie, was a dream of yours.
It is a big dream.
Yeah. But go back to where you were.
Oh man.
Like to now, and now where you are.
Yeah, it's a quite a journey, but like back to you, man. Thanks for this opportunity. People think it's just something like I wasn't even expecting this offer, but when it was presented, first I was not sure about myself. Second language, all this stuff, talking on the air live.
Couple of swear words.
Yeah, I know it's tough. But guys, honestly, you all made it very smooth transition for me. And maybe the first couple times I was nervous, but it feels like talking to family members.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't even notice the camera, the microphone. It's just natural. Like, and you guys, especially you made it happen.
Well,
like,
and our
honestly.
listeners see that, and they see and hear that.
Yeah.
They know, you know how it is, laddie, and you say, like when hockey players and say it's a coach coming in, they know who's a phony and who's a fake pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
And on a team, if you're coaching your kids and whatever, and the kids are looking, you can't fool them. They're going to figure it out pretty quick here.
They will. And like, honestly, Kevin, to you, like, congrats on a hell of a
thank you
career.
very
Like,
much.
I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah.
But think, like, some people have a gift, and you have that gift.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Make people feel comfortable in the room. Make them feel welcome, and they feel comfortable speaking. And you have that gift. So that's something you're born with.
Yeah.
You can really, I don't think you can learn it. Or maybe
Yeah.
develop that a little bit more, but
Yeah.
you have that gift. And speaking about my sobriety again, I'm very open to it, but like, I wouldn't open up to just anybody. And again, that's going back to your gift that you make people feel comfortable. So thank you for that. I was actually, when I was with Sparta now, that week, people were drinking around me, and some of the boys, they play against me, they party with me, and all of a sudden I was there with non-alcoholic drink, and not all of them were aware of me being sober, but just talking to them about, they asked, so I told them. The staff was aware of that, they are, but the players, like, I could see in their eyes how much more respect I gain in their eyes, because they're like, we've known you like an animal. Like, we could never imagine you without the booze, like without partying, all that stuff. And like, you being like sober for more than 3 years, it's like, it almost like some of them said, like, it's like a motivation, like, not just like, not the drinking, but in other areas of your life.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want something and you work for it, the sky's the limit. And like, I've played in the NHL, right? I want to get back there. But I need to do these baby steps. My friend Vinny Prospal just got hired as a Czech. You know, it's hard to get in as a European coach, but he just got hired with St. Louis Blues. I'm going to be texting him, congratulating him. Finally got his number back. It's amazing. Like, I would like to follow those steps. He's like my inspiration, my motivation. Like, he can do it. Like, and he went, AHL. He need to spend some time, coaching on different levels.
Yeah.
It was a long journey, but again, if you work at it, you get rewarded, and hopefully I'll be there one day.
Sacrifice and commitment. That's you, man. We're going to have, you're going to come back for one show next week with the Duke on Thursday, but tomorrow we've got our big dinner with J-Dog at the Chop on the west side.
Yeah.
That's the auction item.
It's our last chance.
That's our last chance for Duke.
For Duke.
So we gotta put some wheels in motion here.
Yeah, I don't. So my thing is, what should I wear? Something like, so I don't. So so attention is not on me and it's on him, or should I wear something that attracts more people and then I can deflect them towards Duke? That's my big, like, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to talk to my wife what the approach is here. But like, we still believe in you, dude, but you make it extremely hard. 2 years, still nothing.
Laddie, love you, man. We'll see
I love
you
you
tonight.
too, man.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes,
As always, thanks for being a big part of this show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Oh,
Thank
man,
you.
was it ever good. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Ross Shep T-Bird,
Connor Halley, and the Duke of Delburne. 12 o'clock, it's the lowdown with Alan Mitchell. 2 till 6, Jason Greger drives us home. We got the Blue Jays baseball joined in progress. First pitch for them is 5:07. So we'll be with them third or fourth inning or so. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies and Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc. Nisku, South Edmonton, your one-stop shop for all things welding. That is awswelding.ca. Hey, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for all your great texts. Thanks for being a part of the show. all the interaction. We could not do it without you. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with the great Eddie Steele at 7 bells. Until then, here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Week 4 in the CFL kicking off tonight with the Edmonton Elks in Winnipeg against the Blue Bombers. Elks, the 2-0 start of the season for the first time since 2019. Kickoff coming at 6:30 from the Peg. In case you missed it earlier this morning in the NBA, another blockbuster trade as the Charlotte Hornets have sent star guard LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves in exchange for Naz Reid, a first-round pick in 2033 that's unprotected, 3 first-round pick swaps, and 3 additional second-round picks. From the NHL's offseason, a minor trade as the Flyers have sent Garnett Hathaway along with a 6th-round pick to the Florida Panthers in exchange for 4th and 5th-round selections. Hathaway's $2.4 million salary, and it's entering its final year, half of which is going to be retained by Philly in the deal. World Cup action continuing today from across North America as the group stage enters its final few days. Curacao and the Ivory Coast kick things off at 2 o'clock in Philly. Also at 2, Ecuador up against Germany. Second slate at 5, Sweden playing Japan. Tunisia up against the Netherlands. End of the nightcap, host nation United States taking on Turkey from LA. Also Paraguay playing Australia. Finally, in the majors, just 9 games total with several teams in transit. The Blue Jays open a set at home against the Texas Rangers. Kevin Gausman on the hill for the Bluebirds. First pitch coming just after 5 o'clock. Catch that game right here on Sports 1440. Join in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the lowdown. It is Fantasy Frenzy, with Hallie and Doug.